good to go. We're all here. Let us dip in. There we go. There we go. Hello, everybody. How was the week? Okay. Depression from the college kid. Depression from the second college kid. Anybody else?
My week was pretty good.
Hell yeah! That guy's not
Fuck
in college,
you.
if you were wondering. So anyway.
Doing great.
My week was very similar to the week before that, and the week before that.
Should just stop asking. Assume your life is like
The
a stagnant
joys
pool
of
water.
the 9 to 5, Monday to Friday.
Well, at least you guys are all still alive and kicking. Thanks for showing up reasonably on time. Let's pick up where you guys left off. So, in the last session, our group of barbarians here had managed to impress the orcish god Grumsh enough that he chose to offer you a helping hand, sending one of his angels. You guys have all chosen to sort of swear yourself to him and go on a quest on a orcish island in the sky to pick up weapons and items of great power that you might complete your quest and finally kill the Jarman. Unfortunately, upon arriving, the island seems to be a fairly large affair, and getting from one end to where the temple is pointed out seems like it might be a considerable trek, possibly even a day or two. You're currently going through a portion where you've been dropped off, passing through a field where you fought orcish bears, and then going through a forest where you found orcish birds. You attempted a puzzle there, failed miserably, and then were kind of pushed off on your way and are headed towards part of the forest that the birds pointed out. What do you guys wish to do?
Brother,
Yeah.
Sure.
why did Angel drop us so far away from Temple if we were supposed to go to Temple? Why he not just fly us there?
Probably because they test. Remember, we have to be strong. If
We
drop
are
off
very
at Temple, not proven strong.
Though we already proved strong. I
I
thought
don't
that's
know.
why we're
I'm
here.
just trying to think.
I
It's
wouldn't
not
be
easy.
questioning your gods if I were you.
I never questioned Grumsh. I questioned Angel of Grumsh.
Oh,
But he is the vessel of Grumsh.
maybe you should ask him.
What
next
that
time
word
you see
mean?
him.
Uh,
Like thing in your neck, lug.
he's part of Grumsh. He speaks for him.
Like Vane? I know Vane.
Sure,
what
like
you
a
mean?
vein. Sure.
Why are we talking? We need to get to Temple. And I start running towards the Temple.
You were the one that started talking, lug. Silly lug.
I forgot. Sorry.
Hey, this is why you don't go on field trips with orcs.
Running through the forest, the group passes by tree after tree, and eventually, you guys come upon a bit of a change. Up in front, trees start to peter away as you can see that many of them have been clear-cut, and they kind of end maybe a couple feet off the ground as these large stumps which spread out in fields as you kind of enter a clear-cut portion of forest. Off in the distance, atop a somewhat raised up hill, there's a large wooden structure. It seems to have almost have been made of all of these trees, and the structure has no evidence of anything like stone or any other building materials. It's just solid wood, like a massive log cabin, but it's been layered on itself, so it kind of looks like a keep or a fortress almost.
So you just said it was 1 or 2 days away. Is it still really far?
You guys were shown, if I remember correctly, when you were flying over here, you were shown where the temple is, and the angel had kind of pointed it out on one end of the island, and you guys were deposited on the opposite side.
Well, when we just started the session, you were like, it's about 1 or 2 days away, maybe. So can we tell from here how far it is?
The building in front of you, or where the temple is pointed out?
Oh, so this is not the temple. It's different.
It's not, and so it seems that the birds have pointed you towards something different.
I'd like to make a check to see if I remember what the temple looks like. Or maybe I think this is the temple.
You would remember what the temple looks like. It's a large stone-like building that's been built into the mountain, which is off in the distance. And you can actually kind of see it, ever so barely. There's clouds that drift around that make seeing far on the island a little difficult sometimes as they kind of pass through. But you can get a clear view at it on occasion.
Are we still heading in the right direction, though, heading towards this house? Or is this kind of like off to a side?
You'd be kind of making like a diagonal. So
Silly
think
birds
of
lie to us again.
the island as like an elongated piece, kind of, and you guys just kind of went to one of the coasts almost.
Ugh. Birds send us wrong direction. Birdman, why you let them do this?
I'm gonna keep walking to it.
Maybe it's a bird temple.
There's a
No
lot of
time.
wood there, not very much stone.
It's not right temple.
Birdman, come back. We're going the wrong way.
Ah!
Need to go to Stone Temple, not Tree Temple.
Still walking to it. This is my bird home.
Okay, give me 2 seconds here.
It makes you wonder. Birds make their nests out of sticks, but what if the sticks are actually just trees?
So you guys would be like right here. You need to get over here.
Big ass temple.
It's also worth mentioning that you've been traveling through here for a bit of time, and you can see that the light in the sky is fading, and that the sun is setting, although from this vantage point it's a little bit weird to see all of that happening, and it's more just the change of light through the clouds. But it appears that Point has other ideas, and he goes wandering past all these cut-down trees, headed over towards this large wooden building. What are you guys going to do?
Taking a look
Just
at...
like tavern.
Yeah, I was going to say, taking a look at this building, is there any chance that I might misinterpret it as a tavern? Or perhaps correctly interpret it as a tavern?
Ah.
Does it look like it might be a tavern, I guess?
It's taller than any tavern you've ever seen, but it does look like a lodge in a way. It's like a lodge with a large keep that kind of bursts out of its ceiling and goes up multiple stories.
How does it look like the trees have been cut? Like with an axe or some kind of device, or by...
It's not
Just
clean.
broken off.
It definitely looks like they were chopped with an axe, and they were done so in a very sort of crude manner. Just staring at them, you can easily see multiple chops. They're very discordant. It's not like somebody took a saw blade and carefully went through the whole thing.
Perfect. I'll slap Belgun on the back and say, "Looks like Grumps might have decided to bless you with some more ale, dwarf."
He
Alright,
didn't say
you know
not
what?
to stop.
If a god's gonna give me ale, I'll follow any god.
Let's go
I'm
see
gonna
what
start
Point's
strutting
after.
over to that one.
We'll chase after Point.
That's good to know.
And how if ale can make anything right.
There's an excited chirp in my step.
How?
I'm chirping
How?
every step.
You're stepping on
He
birds.
strapped on the little fucking rubber chickens onto his feet,
Yeah.
so it just makes it squeaking noise every time.
Okay. As you get closer towards this this large hilltop building, it lords over all of you, and standing at the foot of the thing, you eventually get towards large gates in front, which are more or less like palisade walls. You can see that there's like a clear outline that marks out these large poles as being a part of a door, and they've all been kind of like wound together. But the gates are closed, and there's nothing as simple as a handle there. You do, however, see what appears to be the sign of Grumpsh, which is on the front of the door. It's huge. It's like, 3 or 4 feet across. The symbol of Grumsh is, of course, if I remember correctly, an orcish face, right? So, like,
Probably something.
big teeth and everything like that. It appears to be closed.
Well, why not just knock?
I knock on it by pecking at it.
Very good.
Slamming your head on the door 3 times, it does not open, nor does it budge, and nobody seems to come to the door's response. After waiting a second or two, it doesn't seem that you've roused any owners of the building or anything like that.
I try again, harder.
I want to go help him to it and also bring my head against the goddamn wall.
Okay?
Is it just a face or any writing or anything?
It's just Grumsh's face. Yep, the symbol.
Is there any
of
light
Grumsh.
inside? Like any torches lit?
Oh, no. There are some parts which are kind of like openings into the building that would function as windows, but there's no light that burns within. And it is getting darker. Bailgun, you come up towards the door, hammer in hand, and you see points.
No. I'm headbutting it just like fucking Point does.
Oh, okay. You slam your head against the thing as well, and it does not budge.
We need to show Dora strength. Strength not in head. Strength in everything else.
Hey, but the angel said if you're strong, you are also smart.
We not proven
So wouldn't
strong
your
yet.
strength be in your head? Because that's where you'd be smart.
Maybe, but not working.
As you guys talk to one another, you see that the symbol of Grumsh there starts to move, and the face becomes animate. The sound of creaking wood plays along to it as it starts to kind of rumble for a second, and you see like the mouth sort of opens for a second and closes, and the eyes almost blink, and you can see like splinters of wood flying off from the door and kind of landing on the ground nearby as it does so.
Hello, wooden Grumsh.
The door calls out to you. It says, "What you want?"
This tavern? Place to stay for night? Ale inside?
No food inside. Not
What
tavern.
this place?
House for things that belong to Grumsh.
Really? Temple?
We belong to Grumsh. And I point to myself and
That's
and
true.
The eyes narrow for a second, and
Hold up my axe.
the face stares at you. When you hold out your axe, it looks at it and goes, "Hmm."
I hold up my sword.
Then it looks over at the rest of the companions. It stares down at Bailgun, over at Point, looks over at Spriggs for a second there, and then turns back.
I will turn around and show like my butt with my little fur basically attached to it.
I'm still banging my head against the wall.
Of course.
Like a woodpecker.
He looks over and he says, Look like things that belong to Grumsh, but then what these?
What?
Other things.
Other people?
The head moves up and down, and then looks over towards Point and goes, "This one, broken."
Well, well, no, he just bird. He have necklace of Grumsh. Look, and same with this one.
The symbol seems to move from its place on the door and shifts along the face of the wall as wooden splinters fly around, and it comes down to you, Point. You can see the thing approaching. Are you still slamming your head on the wall?
Absolutely.
Okay. It gets closer, but you guys see it stops like a foot away, and the eyes kind of like look down at him, and it goes, "That Grumsh's
tried-
necklace."
He tried to do Orcish greeting. You should return it if you can.
I inch closer to him with each head bang.
The head watches, like you guys can see that the eyes are like tracing Point as he gets closer, and eventually you slam your head against the door there, and when you do, I need you to make a strength check.
Oh, hell yeah.
Maybe the door will headbutt him.
Ah!
A 5?
Your head bounces off as if some returning force comes from the door. It's inanimate, but it sends you actually flying back, and you land on your butt like 5 feet away from the door.
A happy.
The door pauses for a second and goes, well, if you belong to Grumsh, suppose you can come in. And then the doors begin to part. And you can see in front of you a little walkway that leads over towards like a large set of doors of the main building.
Thank you.
Good thinking, brother.
Very strong of you.
You can see that the face kind of like moves to the center portion of the door before it opens, and as it opens and the face kind of breaks in half, it stops being animate and it looks just like it did before.
Hey, the rest of us didn't get to greet him with a traditional orcish greeting.
I walk over to Belgon and I headbutt him.
Just
Headbutt him back.
Okay. As the doors fully open, you can see that the walkway is like a small little dirt path that goes through a courtyard of sorts that leads up to the steps and then the doors. But on each side of the dirt path, there are wooden carvings, many of which are similar to totem poles and actually come up quite high, and they look like they're life-size, like 6 or 7 feet up. They show pictures of Grumsh holding different animals and different things associated with nature. So in one, he's holding a tree and he's holding it above his head like he's, like bench pressing the thing. And another one, he's like, he's got in his arms, much like a mother would, like cradle her child. He has like a small depiction of a goat and like 2 lions. And it's just, everything is like that. There's one where he's got like a bundle of leaves.
Is there anywhere he's holding a wolf?
You can see one, yes, where he seems to have a whole manner of different canine-like beasts with him.
It's like a Grumsh museum.
Brother, look. Grumps with wolf, just like we with wolf.
This place great, Lug.
This place awesome.
There an eagle? Or
You see
Is
one
there a dwarf?
of Grumsh with a bunch of eagles, and no, you don't see one within the dwarves. The closest thing that you can see is there's
Dwarf's
one where
head, maybe.
he's kind of like, he's kneeling down right on one knee, and he's got his elbow on this raised knee, and he's holding out in front of him like a boulder, and he's just looking at it very intently.
Is there one of him like cradling a gnome in his arms?
No.
what about like a baby? Is there one with like the people?
No, there isn't. It seems that everything here is either related directly to the earth or some kind of animal. You don't actually see any humanoids, other than Grumsh, of course.
Well, I'm partying. Whatever the eagles are doing in the pictures, I'm copying it.
Yeah, there's all manner of birds. He's got like a giant like albatross-sized eagle thing that he's holding out on his arm. There's like a bunch of other little birds hanging off of different parts of him, almost like he's some kind of Disney princess.
Picturing an Orcish Disney princess now.
Fiona, is that you?
Oh
Let
man.
it go. Let it go. Can't hold me back anymore.
You need to
I
stop.
did not know you were a bard, brother.
So what's the deal with this place? Is it just like a circle with statues?
You've crossed a line. Here, I'll draw it in for you.
I need to go to the washroom.
Yeah, go
It's
for
like
it.
a single room deal.
I thought this was a courtyard.
We're still not inside, brother.
Oh.
They're still outside, see? Sky's still above us.
Hey, maybe it just doesn't have a ceiling. Like a fort.
What's a fort?
Hey, it's a place
You
when
know
you
what a
want to
fork is.
fight.
Is it like a fork?
No. Yet, maybe.
You know when you want to kill a whole bunch of humans and you go to the places that there's big amounts of soldiers? Those are usually forts.
Oh yes, where you want to fight something, you choose to fight it there.
We
Especially
fought
when you
lot of
want to
things in
fight
that
a lot
field.
of things.
You've probably
We fought-
burnt a lot of them down.
Well, when we burnt down the tent, was that a fort?
I know there weren't enough people in there, just random shit. Maybe if it was made of wood and bigger. Actually, you
can
know what?
see-
Imagine this place. Imagine where we are right now. With loads of Jarmas or whatever the fuck. Everywhere. It's just something you want to
Jarman.
murder. That's a fort.
Sounds like good place to fight.
That's the point of it.
Why not just say good place to fight?
Oh, well, you gotta have a simple word. You don't like complicated words, don't you?
Every place is a good place to fight.
This true, brother.
I don't know. I fought in a sewer once. That was pretty terrible.
Sewer!
Fighting in sewer better than just being in the sewer.
I nod in agreement.
Yeah, you're a little taller than I am, though. I might have swallowed a little bit of the water.
Ugh.
It was unavoidable.
Gnomes in like shallow water. Like normally for us, we can just walk through it, but they have to swim. Fucking sucks being a gnome in WoW for that purpose.
Do gnomes not swim?
No, gnomes swim, but you'll have like a puddle in Warcraft, and
Oh,
everybody
right.
else can just walk through it, but the
through
gnome has to swim
And you're
through
like, I'm
it.
fucking drowning, help, please. Call the lifeguard.
Or like trying to jump up ledges.
We'll wait a brief moment here for Ooch to get back.
Sorry, I'm back.
Okay,
Oh, tip, don't play a gnome.
don't play gnome.
Oh man.
Pro tip.
Well, if they'd make fucking Dark Eye Dwarves into Death Knights, I'd race change my character, but otherwise, no.
So here you guys are, and that's kind of the general schematic for what you guys are looking at. If that helps.
Go up and try the door.
Okay. So these doors seem to open as you get closer, and by the time that you're passing by the last set of statues and putting your first foot onto the steps, they begin to open. And you can hear a voice, and it sounds kind of like just an orcish soldier or an orcish general of some kind, and it says, "Welcome." And it's like the door is almost saying this as it opens in time with the words.
Thank you, door orc.
Thank you.
Hey, if I said door orc, is it a dork?
Thank you, dork.
I walk into the dork as well.
The
I also
room, yeah, what's up?
shoulder shove him.
The room is constructed entirely out of wood, and inside everything else is made entirely out of wood as well. Though you can see that in here there are a couple of other things that lend more of a homely appearance to the inner room. And you can see furs which are on the ground, some furs that hang off the walls, trophies and things like that. And interestingly enough, in the four corners of the room, you can see the collections of items. So there's like a whole bunch of stuff over here, and over here. And it's all very neatly arranged, despite the fact that I'm just using scribbly lines to represent it. It's like store displays almost. Over at the very center of the room, there is a spiraling staircase which moves in straight lines, kind of going up a bit, turning to the side, going up a bit, turning to the side, etc. It sort of spirals up.
This is weird. You know, I would have thought this was temple, but we know it not temple.
This storage place.
Hey, maybe it's a storage place for the temple.
Why would you store a temple?
Why will you just build a room around? Simple.
Well, I hope we're allowed to sleep here, because it's kind of nice.
Let's go upstairs. I start running towards the stairs.
Okay.
What kind of stuff is on storage here, by the way? Like taking a glance around the room.
So
Are
if
there
you
like
look
weapons
over,
and stuff?
if you look over in one corner, for instance, let's see, this one right here looks like a collection of rocks, and you see what looks like a gigantic dead beetle. Like the thing is, it's like 2 feet across, and it has a spear going through it, and you can see that there's another one of those little statues of Grumsh, and he's like holding a rock above his head, and he looks very pleased with himself. And you also see what looks like a couple of like skulls and incomplete skeletons laying around.
Mm.
But they're all
Now-
different. Like, that's what you see for that one. But when you look over here, it's mostly animal trophies. You see, like, weird horns and skulls that belong to beasts. Some that you recognize and others that you don't. You see one that looks like a very poor... like a very poorly done taxidermy of, like, a small bear or something like that.
So, Aleutian, I don't have any sort of training in religion, but I am a devout follower of Grumsh. Would I know any like stories associated with any of these things?
Sure. Do you have proficiency in religion?
I do not.
Okay.
I have a -1 to religion.
Given that you guys follow Grumsh, I'll let you roll a luck roll there. Or a wisdom if you have a bonus to it, that's fine. Your brother can do it as well, given that you're both pretty deep into drinking the Kool-Aid.
Oh,
Oh,
It
did
works.
Okay.
that's good point.
So looking at these different items, it does seem like just some mundane storage room. But Lug, as you look around and remember what you know, this is actually the story of Grumsh, as it's told. None of the other gods believe any of this, but Grumsh believes that he created the world and then made all the animals so things could kill each other and you know. Basically, that story is told in the four corners of the room.
That's basically like Kim Jong-un.
Yeah, more or less. And the very last one depicts him basically destroying magical items. There's like a small statue of him holding like a staff in two pieces, and
Ooh.
you know, really depicts like the current struggle for Grumsh as it is today.
Well, if I know the story well, I will give everyone a lesson
Sure.
going down the line.
I sit down on the stairs and listen attentively as my brother tells me a story that I seem to have forgotten.
Very North Korea propaganda-y.
Yeah, it's all
I
very
cuddle
familiar.
right up.
After he tells like the first line or two, you can basically like auto-complete the next portions coming up, and you quickly, you know, fall back into it and all the, you know, the creation story and whatnot. So you guys get a brief lesson on Grumsh here, and for those of you who maybe weren't born Orcish, this definitely seems like a pretty grandiose tale, but there you have it.
Alright, so if Grumsh created everything, that means Grumsh created all the races.
To kill each
Why-
other, yes.
How did it...
I don't know. Is that right, Billigan? That doesn't. The story doesn't sound right.
I don't
You're going to
know,
ask
but it
why he
sounds
made
like
dwarf.
it makes sense. I've spent my entire life killing orcs. And if the orc god created me to kill orcs so that orcs had something else to kill, I need to get lines up somewhere.
Yes, he make dwarfs who have good fighting.
Cats just fight bear all the time. Bear get boring. But orc,
You gotta have the occasional
Dwarf.
orc in there.
As you guys are talking, you can kind of see over into the third corner of the room depictions of Grumsh attempting to give weapons to the animals and them not being able to use it. Like there's one there's one of like it's like a gorilla that's had like a bunch of cloth wrapped around its arm to try and hold a large great axe against it, and the gorilla looks like it's confused in the depiction. And eventually, after that, he starts putting down what looks like little toy soldiers, almost, and you can see that they're really crude representations of a lot of races that you recognize.
see? I point to the dwarf. Grumsh made you.
I
look just like you, Belgud.
Oh yeah, it's got a keenly resemblance to me beard.
I get close to the gorilla picture. I look down at my human hands, and then down even more at my feathers, and then at my sword, and just wonder about life.
You have a profound experience staring at these items here as you make your way into the third display over here. And something interesting happens too as you're kind of looking at yourself and looking at these items. When you look back to the strange collection, the cornucopia that's been laid out in front of you, you can feel like a raw magic that emanates from them. And it's clear that these items either have some sort of magical properties or they're quite old, like they almost have a soul to them, you know?
Now remember, we were not sent here for items. We were sent to other temples, so I don't think things here are ours to take.
Hey, no. These are Grumpshes.
Yes.
Oh, that's so weird. That's how.
As you walk over there and stare at the items for a second point, an orcish voice starts to speak to you. And you can understand orcish, right?
Yep.
Okay. It says, and so on day 3, Grumps tried to make weapon for better kill, but animals no take the weapons, so have to make something else. And so
It is a
Grumps
museum.
make other things. Put the man
It's a
on
guided
the ground.
tour.
It's a guided tour museum.
Put the man on the ground. Put the dwarf in the ground. Put the bird thing in the air. Then give weapon. And world was good.
And the world was good. Do we all hear this voice, or is it the only point that hears it?
You guys all hear this, but it's directionally coming from that point of the room. So for you guys, it's a little more distant. But you guys would all
It's
hear the
an
words and everything. Orcs
It
aren't
is an
particularly
orcish,
quiet.
though, right?
Gonna longingly touch the bird that's crudely drawn on the wall. Just like,
Over
Yeah, he's
on
gonna sit there.
in the second corner of the room.
he said that he put bird in sky.
Oh yeah, you can see what looks to be an Aarakocra, the bird
Oh,
people
fuck.
there.
I feel lost.
As you reach out and touch this for a brief moment, because it's like a tapestry almost, like somebody has taken time to knit or kind of paint into this cloth. When your hand touches it, for a brief moment you feel like a gust of wind that passes over your body, and then it fades.
I don't know what to do with my life.
You okay, Point? You look very confused.
God. I'm gonna go next to my friend Spriggs and just wait around.
Okay.
Gently pat him on his leg, I guess.
My ass.
Yeah, probably his ass.
The slow
Fondle him.
football pat.
Maybe Grumsh make this place for all you to show you the glory of Grumsh.
That would make sense. You all now
I mean, I
followers
was pretty
of Grumps.
impressed by the angel with axe wings, but this works too.
Those axe wings were pretty great. Well, if we've seen everything down here, I'm curious to what's upstairs. Maybe sleeping area. Maybe food.
Or another exhibit.
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay. Traveling up, you make your way along and gradually leave the point where you're at the like the very first floor and get up past the roof, and you can see through small little windows like the surrounding area. And by the time that you get up to the very top, which seems to be kind of like a fortress keep, you can see out in every direction pretty well from the various windows. And there seems to be a small statue that's been left in this room, sort of center, right where the spiraling staircase kind of coils around. And it's a picture of Grumsh, and he's pointing out of one of the windows.
Of course, I look for explaining.
Follow my brother.
You look towards what?
Where he's pointing.
Oh, okay, sorry. It's out the window, and you can see from here that as like a large cloud kind of moves to the side, it shows the mountain off in the distance. You can see he's pointing directly at the temple that's been built into the rock up there.
Oh, Grumsh knew we would get lost, so he made this to point us in right direction.
Wow, he's so smart.
So smart. He knows us so well.
We're so lucky to have Grumps.
How far away does it look?
The temple looks like it's anywhere from a day to 2 days away.
Didn't think it would be so far away. It's more of a journey than just a little trip to the temple. We definitely need to sleep. We can't make it there. Maybe tomorrow, if we run fast enough.
Hmm.
I did not bring any food, brother.
Darkness is falling. Oh, well, we can hunt for food. Probably. Maybe.
But the fireworks we killed just disappeared.
Well, I don't have much, but I've got enough for today at least. And I'll
Oh,
pull 5 rations out of my Speedo.
that Speedo
Fucking A.
is hold many things.
Grab the most moist looking one.
Give me the swampiest ration available.
Speedo upholding.
Good
Oh
thinking, Spriggs.
my god.
Yeah,
why?
try to keep a little bit of everything in here when I can.
Very good.
Fuck, dude, that's disturbing.
We'll have to find some food if we're here another day, but at least we'll be good for today.
Tomorrow we look for food while traveling to temple.
I try to polish the ration with my arm or something and just rub it clean.
No, dwarf, you eat food like this. And I start to eat the ration. Don't rub it on yourself. You waste it.
Aye.
Maybe dwarfs eat by rubbing it on skin.
Salty.
Smegma.
What?
Fuck me.
Yeah, I need an accurate depiction of what this tastes like. Please describe.
Swampy gnome balls combined with old crackers.
I'm gonna go home.
It's just a little bit moldy.
A little bit of mold for some character.
I thought
Are the
you said with double bologna.
Are the crackers like so moist that they're bendable?
Sure.
Why do you want this? Stop it now.
We've gone too far.
I'm just trying to RP.
Is that what they call that?
Mm-hmm.
So, anywhere nice to sleep up here, or just like wooden floorboards?
Well, up here it's just floorboards, but down on the main level, there's actually, rugs and furs and things like that that you could use.
Okay. Well, hopefully the exhibits let us sleep.
Brother, we should say nighttime prayer to Grumsh up here by a big Grumsh
obviously,
statue.
This is perfect place.
But
Are
I
all
don't
of
have
you
one
up there, by the
wardrobe.
way?
We don't have drums though.
Yeah.
Were there any
Yeah,
drums
yeah.
downstairs, Elution?
Yes. In the third exhibit, you had seen drums, which were another thing that Grumsh tried to give to the animals and they couldn't really play.
Do you think Grumsh would mind if we borrow his drums to praise him?
I mean, no. I think he would want it.
You could ask door. See if the door says anything about this.
Well, it's not like we're going to take them. We'll leave them here. Probably
If you
okay.
say prayer, I think he understands.
Just need them for prayer, yes. I'll go downstairs and go over and pick up a drum for myself and
We
my
were
brother.
told we needed to bring nothing, but we need to say prayer, of course. So he must have known we would come here.
Okay, so you're going back down to the main room.
Yeah, I'm just running down there grabbing 2 drums, one for myself and one for my brother. And if there's more, I guess I'll grab one for anybody else who wants them.
Okay. In the fading evening light here, you make your way running down the steps and get into this main room. And inside the main room, which is also starting to darken, you run over and get towards the exhibit. And as you do, the same line begins, and it goes on day 3. But when you reach down and grab a hold of the drum, and the voice immediately changes and goes, "Hey, why you take drum?"
Need to praise Grumsh. Bring it back after prayer.
Can only take one item from Grumsh's temple.
But what if I not leave temple? What if I just take upstairs and bring back down?
It's up suppose that'd be okay.
Thank you. And I'll grab a handful of drums.
It's like, but wait, you take more than one drum.
You just told me it was okay. I don't leave. I just go upstairs. I resume grabbing a handful of drums.
As you hold the drums in your hand, you find an almost irresistible urge to play them. And by the time that you're running and getting onto the first steps, you can feel like one of your hands is practically like drifting towards, like the pigskin at the top of the drum.
I'm gonna try and copy copy point, and as I'm running up the stairs holding the drums, I'm gonna try and play them with my head as I run up the stairs.
You guys hear an occasional bong, bong.
He's coming.
These drums so good, brother! And I hand him one, and I hand one to everybody else.
Are you guys
Kind of
gonna
pausing
have
before I get the bail gun and like hold his out towards him.
Are you guys having a drum session at the top of the tower?
Hell yeah!
I will take the drum.
I would like all of you to go ahead and roll a performance check, but you all have expertise with this drum.
Oh shit!
What does that mean? It's +4?
Plus 6.
6.
Yeah, plus proficiency times 2. And whatever your charisma might be.
Oh no.
Oh, I think I gotta think.
Y'all mind if I praise Grom?
Oh.
So you guys go playing the drums here, and while you do, you quickly kind of fall into a rhythm, and you find that you guys almost play in sync, and are all kind of playing along the same beat and everything while you're doing your prayers. And you think that you hear a distant voice from downstairs screaming, and it's like, yes, good music! It's kind of like singing along to your drum solo here. All of you find that you feel remarkably more skilled playing these drums than you ever have been in your life.
This drum's so good, so easy to play, brother.
It's like it wants to be played.
It's glorious.
I don't have
And
to
the
think about
animals
it.
somehow didn't manage to play the drum. Despite.
Animal is stupid. And we're smart because we're strong.
I can't hear you guys enough. You're not loud enough.
Bang Lard.
I like to imagine that Spriggs' roll was the lowest because the drum is taller than he is, and he has to like jump up.
Like
to play
jump
it.
up and
Jump,
hit it.
slap,
Jump
jump,
hit it with
slap.
the other hand.
Jump, 2 slaps. It's a good workout.
Just like panting,
Uh,
legs are straining.
So, playing up here...
During,
Yeah, what's up?
Oh. I was just gonna say, as we're playing, I'll kind of like chant some sort of prayer about killing things and how lucky we are that Grumsh has created so much for us to destroy. Stuff
Perfect.
like that, orcish prayers.
Okay. You guys do your prayers, play your drums, and darkness falls as you guys finish up.
See, that was so good. We should probably take
Wow.
these drums back down.
You can see
That
that
was
a dim
amazing.
outline actually emanates a very faint amount of light from your drums. The kind of faintness that you wouldn't notice while there's any other light around, but as near total darkness envelops you, other than the light of the stars out beyond the windows, you can see that these items almost have like a faint glow to them.
Brother,
The
I
drums.
almost don't want to return this drum. It's like it was made for me. My hands fit perfectly. See, look.
This is the perfect drum. Maybe we can convince voices downstairs.
He said you could take one thing from the temple, but
He did.
he did.
Oh, this drum amazing.
I think I
You
have
think
to take
everything
this.
down there this amazing?
I don't know. Maybe we should check tomorrow, but for now I'm very sleepy, brother. We ran a lot today.
That's true. Good day.
I'm gonna use the drum as a pillow. Like, lay it on its side.
Okay. Are you guys sleeping up here or in the main room?
There are rugs downstairs.
Okay, I can go
Nice
downstairs.
birds. Might be more comfortable.
When you guys make it down the steps and finally emerge into this main room, you can see that all the other items as well, from paintings on the walls to small figurines to just mundane objects, all seem to have a faint glow about them. And it gives this room not enough light that, it'd be uncomfortable to sleep in, but like a very faint little bit of light from the corners.
Wow.
Probably looks really fucking cool with dark vision.
I don't think I'd be able to sleep until I know what some other things are. I just take a quick look.
Okay, I
And
go
then
with
bed.
you.
Have good dreams about this place.
If you're gonna touch another thing, though, make sure you put drum back. And I'll walk over and put my drum down next to where I got them from.
Okay. Oh, over here.
I'll,
All right.
I'll
I will
follow.
put
Put
drum
drum
up
down.
as well.
Yeah, I feel like I at least owe it to Crunch to listen to these stations here.
So you go and put that back, and the 5 spots that had drums in them are now filled up once again.
Probably just circle the room and give a curious look at everything.
Sure. So the
Is there
first,
anything interesting glowing? Oh, you go ahead, describe it.
yeah. So the first one is the initial portion of the creation story, which involves Grumsh making the world because he was mad that there wasn't anything that existed, and you can see that he basically just like is holding like a rock, and then you see like a tree in one hand, and he kind of like mashes the two of them together in the next frame, and gradually it turns into the earth. And so all of the items here are like very base related to nature. So you see like one's literally a bag of like sand or dirt, and then the other one is like a boulder sitting there on the ground, that kind of stuff. The second one is where he gets into creating things, and you see a plethora of little like animal figurines and stuff like that, as well as depictions of like trees and other kinds of plants and creatures and stuff. And then the third one is, as I mentioned, where he creates the races because the animals couldn't handle taking, instruments and weapons and things that he had made. And then the final fourth one depicts his current everyday battle, which involves the destruction of cheaters and wizardry. And you
Yes.
can you can see like a depiction of mages being cut in half and things like that. Broken staves, like one little glass case is just broken magical implements. There's like what looks like a bag of holding that's been ripped in half. You see what looks like a wand of some kind that's been snapped. You see a crystal ball that is like half intact and the other bit's just like shattered glass.
Do I see anything that looks like it's made for breaking magic?
Oh, make a luck check.
Well, while he's doing that, like looking around at this light, would I be able to tell like what's causing it to glow?
Oh, what's causing it to glow?
Yeah, like if it's kind of magic or if it is like what's going on, if it's something I've seen before.
I would say that you would know off the top of your head, given that you have proficiency in Arcana, that it's either an enchantment or these are all magical items, every single one of them, including just like the things as mundane as a rock or a bag of sand. What exact type of magic is making it glow? You're not sure. What did you get on the luck roll?
An 8.
An 8, okay. Looking around, you can see depictions of Grumsh besting magic users, but you don't see anything there that seems to be like specific for runing magic. It's mostly just magical items that he's broken and then kind of put on display. The only thing that might be close to that is on the ground you see the caved-in skull of somebody, which is set on top of like a tome. And near the skull, like right beside it, as if to kind of tell you exactly what happened, there's a large rock that looks like it's blood-stained on one side. It's like about the size of your fist.
I want to pick up the rock.
As you pick up the rock, you can feel that there's a magic in it. You're not entirely certain what it does, but you can tell that this is no ordinary rock just from holding it.
Do I get any urges as I'm holding this rock?
Yeah, you want to throw it.
Like throw it violently or throw it like play catch with it?
Like violently.
This good rock. Look, it's got blood on it. I
That's
take
probably
this.
what you use to kill all these things.
I think I take this.
You like
Add
rock?
a bloodied rock of Grumsh to your inventory.
Yes.
The voice calls out as you take this and says, "Remember, just take one."
Are there any bird-like
Grumsh is
items?
Two U's, right?
It's as many U's as you want because
Or
orcs
orcs.
don't really
Grumsh.
speak. Yeah, the typing thing is really it's in the feeling, not so much in the actual writing
True.
of the letter. Yeah. Over in the second exhibit, yes, Point, you see that there are a bunch of different figurines, and one of them is indeed a bird.
I picked that up.
When you do, you hear in your mind like the scream of an eagle, Caw! And it's like almost deafening for a second, and you can feel that this figurine has a magic to it.
Oh my. I'm gonna go to a little corner and nestle in and sleep next to it like it's my doll.
Okay. The exhibit tells you the same thing, reminding you you can only take one, and you take this and comfort it. You go and lay down with the thing.
I'm just gonna follow around with my brother as he looks at the various things and tries to decide on something.
Sure.
Mm-mm.
Are you looking for anything in particular, or does like one exhibit interest you more than the other, or do you have like an idea, like an item in mind, or what are you looking for?
Well, the only three things. Hit stuff, throw javelin at stuff, beat war drum.
There's
Wear
certainly a drum,
loincloth sometime.
and you do see. Let's see. Go ahead and roll luck for me.
Oh. I've rolled one. Oh no.
Oh no.
I take drum. Drum good.
You see the drum there. The only other thing that you see that might be related to your interests is in the third exhibit, there's those depictions of trying to engineer animals to use weapons. And one of them appears to be either a very small bear or maybe like a cub of some kind that has had a javelin taped to it, like around its head. It covers like over its ears and like kind of goes underneath its head all the way around the top. It's probably the closest thing to the other stuff that you like. The figurine is maybe about like 3 inches across.
The figurines of the bear and the javelin strapped to it.
Yes.
Well, it's taped. Can I untape it?
Mm-mm. It's the depiction of tape. The whole thing is carved out of wood.
Hmm. Oh, I see. So if I were to pick up the javelin, it would pick up the bear with it.
Yeah, it's a literal wood carving of a bear depicted as having a javelin, cloth wrapped around its head.
Is it glowing?
Yep, just like every other item in the exhibits, this one glows too.
Pick it up and get in my throwing stance to see how it feels.
The javelin is small too, just so you know, Will.
I don't care.
Okay.
That would be hilarious, like a 3-inch bear statue with like a fucking
Full
4-foot
javelin.
javelin on it.
I've just got it in between my thumb and my pointer finger, and
So as you hold this here, it's strange. The first thing you want to do with it is throw it, and you feel that same feeling kind of resonate through you. Like throwing this would be the right thing to do. And you can tell from holding it that it is indeed a magical item as well.
It wants to be thrown.
I'll throw it
Where are you throwing it?
across the room, maybe at the wall.
Okay. The thing bounds against the wall, and the moment that it does, there's a flash of light, and you see what looks like a small bear, like maybe about like 3 feet off of the ground, that has a javelin hanging from the front of its head that's been like taped over there, and the bear gives you like a and kind of like looks around, and he flails his head back and forth, kind of like, you know, what is
Trying
it
to
like
shake the.
when you take a cat and put that unicorn horn on it, and it's just like its entire life revolves around getting that thing off of its head. It's kind of like that.
What did you do, Lug? What the hell is
I don't
that?
know. Javelin wanted to be thrown. I threw it. It's kind of silly.
What did you throw?
The bear is walking around the room now, and it's like scraping the javelin on the ground.
Hmm.
Should we help it?
You know, I didn't think this far. I'm not sure. Maybe I put it back.
Well, what is it? How do you put it back? What did you even do in
I
the
don't
first
know.
place?
Bear, come here. I'm sorry I wake you up.
When you touch the bear, your hand feels like proper bear fur, but it's only for a split second, as the whole thing then reverts back into a small figurine that sort of like clatters onto the ground.
There's a really tiny javelin with a really tiny bear.
Well, once it's made life-size, it's like a proper-sized javelin, but it is taped to the bear's head, which complicates matters.
Wait a minute. If that came out of that figurine, if we threw one of these like a dwarf or an orc, would that show up here?
Speaking
Try
of which,
it.
I would have been over there looking at the dwarf figurine.
So here
I
you can
will-
see what looks like a depiction of a dwarf. It's a short, stout man with like heavy musculature and a very impressive beard.
I pick it up.
When you hold this thing, you can sense immediately that it's a magical item. It glows like everything else, and the feeling that you get, the sort of urge that accompanies this, is to be underground.
I want to go outside.
Okay. As you go and walk away from the exhibit, the voice plays again, telling you to remember you can only take one. Step outside.
Can I even understand it? Because it's been speaking in Orcish.
Okay, then no, you wouldn't. You would not understand what it says. The exhibit attempts to say something to you in Orcish.
I nod at it. And then I go outside.
You step outside. It's like a sort of
to-
cold night breeze that drifts through the courtyard.
Okay, I want to go walk over into like the grass, and I want to like stick my finger in the ground and make a little hole, and I want to put the dwarf figurine in it.
When you put the dwarf figurine in the ground, it's like watching like a large plant grow instantly. It just kind of and like all the dirt displaces out of the way, and then you see like a dwarven head kind of like pops out from the ground and looks around surprised. And he looks over and goes, "Ah!"
Oh, it's actually a dwarf. This means Grumsh did make the dwarves.
He looks at you and he kind of tilts his head and he goes, speaking in Dwarvish, he goes, "Where am I?"
Hey, well, you're in the ground.
He's like standing in a foot of dirt. And he kind of like looks down and looks over at you. He's like stark naked, right? And he kind of like puts up his fists and he's like, I want to fight something.
Hey, well, there are some orcs inside.
He looks over, it looks like left and then right, and then stares at the building. And you guys all see, after hearing like excited footsteps, a dwarf burst through the door. He's completely naked and he's got his fists up in like the kind of rotating Irish, like, you know, throw him up. And he immediately turns to pick a fight with the closest one of you.
Can I throw my bloodied rock at him? Just like this thing has been wanted to be violently thrown. Can I just aim right at his skull and chuck it at him?
Make an attack roll, yeah.
Is this strength based or dex based?
I would say it's identical to when you throw your javelin.
Okay.
Javelin rock.
Oh no. That's an 11, I believe.
Okay. You miss, and the thing strikes the wall behind the dwarf. And as it does so, it hits with an impact and kind of falls down to the ground. It was satisfying to throw it, but you definitely missed. And the dwarf kind of like turns, looks at you, and then runs in your direction. And let's see. Everybody place yourselves where you would be. Bailgun,
in
you'd
the
probably be like
doorway.
out here.
I would have like walked after him running inside, so I would have been like in the doorway.
I was trying to put back the javelin bear.
I'm sleeping in the corner.
Put yourself in the corner then. Let's see. Lug 2, I would like you to roll initiative.
I'm gonna murder a naked man, dude.
I'm naked. There's...
We're all naked.
Oh, where was that during the throw?
Wait, where is it? There we go. Okay, let's roll initiative for this guy. Oh my god, that is very poor. He rolled a 2.
Not good. Not good.
Alright, Lug, you're first. The thing comes running at you with a murderous intent. There's a dwarf with like a bunch of chest hair, and there's a beard flailing all over the place. You think you see a dingus waving about, and he's got his fists out coming at you.
He's unarmed, right?
Yeah.
All right, I drop my my sword, and I run over, going into a rage, and I want to just brute force tackle him, hopefully taking us both to the ground, and then I just want to like kneel up over him like an MMA fighter and just punch him in the face.
Okay. Go ahead and make for me a strength check, or no, sorry, athletics. See if you can pull off this maneuver.
That didn't really roll.
Roll it again if it fucked up.
Just keeps falling out of my hand. I have that bug that Will used to have. 19. Athletics.
Dwarf shouts out, "Ah, fuck!" And you just like smash him into the ground. You have 1 attack left.
I will recklessly attack him.
Okay.
Ah!
Ooh, nice.
I almost rolled a double nat 20.
So we'll
40.
say that you use D4s for your unarmed.
Cool. Do I get orcish extra damage die on this crit?
Sure, yeah.
That's a strong punch.
Oh my god.
That's a pretty strong punch.
Plus strength plus rage is 14 damage.
You just like pound a fist against this this man's skull, and his head like tilts to the side as a bunch of teeth kind of go spilling out of his mouth and clatter along the ground. And then it becomes his turn, and he makes a couple attacks at you. One of those will hit.
Oh, they were reckless. My attack was reckless, so he has advantage. If that matters.
Nice. He would have hit you the second time had he not rolled like garbage. He punches you straight in the gut, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
17.
He attempts to like wind you here as he smashes into your stomach, but you're able to sort of hold it back, and he attempts to kind of wriggle out from underneath you here, but you've got him pinned. And he goes, "I'll fucking kill you!" And it's your turn.
Not if I kill you first.
Oh, make a another initiative roll here. Shit, he got way better.
I got way worse. He goes first this time. He would still have advantage against me because reckless.
Because reckless. He attempts to knock you off. Go ahead and make a athletics check.
$19.
Okay, you beat him, and in frustration, he punches at you. And he hits. And he deals 2 damage to you.
Okay.
It's your turn.
The longest fucking fight ever.
Alright, 2
Try to
reckless
beat a barbarian
attacks.
with your fists.
Uh, 15 to hit.
15 hits, roll damage.
Oh, come on, die. 8 damage.
With your second swipe, you hit him again, and it looks like he knocks out cold for a second as his head just kind of like goes limp to the side there, and then it practically disappears, and you don't see anything there except for like a small little figurine of a dwarf on the ground.
I stand up and dust myself off and walk over and pick my rock up. Don't worry, guys, I got him.
I walk over and pick up the dwarf.
You pick up this tiny little figurine. It's still got like a little bit of dirt on it and everything, but it looks perfectly intact.
I'm gonna walk over to those figurines of the animals, and I'm gonna look for the biggest one there is.
Let's see. Go ahead and roll luck. See
I'm
how big of
picturing-
an animal is there.
I'm
Oh
picturing
my god, please
Point
be like a
running
titan.
out-
I'm
picturing
expecting a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Point riding into battle.
The largest animal that you see there is a
Giant squirrel.
bear.
Is it the javelin bear?
No, this looks like a normal bear.
Hmm.
By the way, are you taking that dwarven figurine to be the item that you nab?
Still debating on that one,
Okay.
but probably.
So you can add to your inventory a dwarven figurine of Grumsh.
Figuring it's just Grumsh as a dwarf.
When I pick my rock up, it still feels magical, right?
Oh
I
yeah.
didn't, like, break it. Okay.
Did that skull that the rock had caved in look magical?
I'll be right back.
Every item does. So yes.
Maybe I'll just go stare at the skull. I'm just gonna stare until it's like black, empty holes or whatever's left of it where its eyes would be.
Sure. The skull is completely intact, other than a portion at the top of its skull which has been like completely caved in. It's like right near the top and sort of to one of the sides. And it otherwise seems to have survived, but clearly whoever got hit by that rock did not. Do you want to take it?
I'm impressed by the fact that it took such a hit from that rock, and all it is that little one piece gone. I'm gonna grab it and then position it in my Speedo as like a cup.
As you grab this item, you can feel that it's definitely magical, and you have an urge that accompanies the item, and the urge is to put this item on display.
Oh, I'll fight the urge for now, but
Okay.
perhaps think of some.
If you wish, you can add to your inventory the caved-in skull of a magic user of Grumsh. You can abbreviate that however you'd like. Has anybody not taken something?
I think Lug 1 hasn't officially picked anything
Pretty
up.
sure I'm taking the drum.
You're
The bear
taking
one.
the drum?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you can decide during the evening, perhaps, or something like that. But everybody has an item. And are you guys going to bed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You all get a long rest. There are no complications. Go ahead and renew everything. And as you wake the next day, something is a little bit different. You find that you guys are all feeling pretty good, like you're well rested and feeling healthy, but your hunger is gone. And
Oh.
despite only having rations yesterday, you actually feel pretty good.
Oh, this great day. Time to start with nice drum song.
When I see my brother pick up his magic drum, I look at my rock and I look at my brother, and I think of all the times that everything we've done together, and I go and I put the bloody rock back near the magic items, and then I go and pick up a drum also.
Okay. You each can add a drum of Grumsh.
A
Can
grum.
we just call it a grum?
A drumsh.
It's a grum.
A drumsh.
A drumsh.
This is gonna get out of hand real quick. Let's see here. Okay, perfect. You guys wake up the next day. You still have your little figurines and everything, and the room is as you remember it. The drifting light that makes its way past the few windows here starts to kind of bring you guys back into consciousness, and you feel all very rested. What do you guys want to do?
Morning song to Grumsh, and then we go to temple. You guys ready?
Bright and early, must leave. Place is great, but we have mission.
Yeah, we can't keep Grumsh waiting.
Brother, you leave your rock? You
I
like
want
that
to
rock?
drum too.
You want drum?
I want to drum too. We both have drum now.
That's true.
Now we make really good prayers.
I do like praying with you. Playing drums with you. We already have things to smash stuff with. Rock
It's
probably
true.
not out that great.
Point, I would like you to make for me an intelligence check.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
The worst check known to man.
8.
8? Okay. As you wake up, you find yourself kind of curled over in the corner as before, and in your hands is this figurine that you had gone to sleep with, and there's something about it that seems familiar, but you can't quite put your finger on it.
I put it on the ground.
Okay.
I peck at it.
The figurine knocks over for a second.
I squawk at it. Caw.
The figurine stays on the ground.
I nestle on top of it with my bare ass.
You can feel a figurine against your bare ass.
Alright.
You okay, Point? If you need to go to the bathroom, go outside. Don't do it in here.
This figurine's a bird, right?
Yes.
Point. It's not going to fly. We inside. Take it outside, throw it.
I point to you, I point to my head, caw! And I like chuck the bird figurine.
Are you throwing it inside the room?
No, outside. Point. You gotta
Oh.
go outside.
I run outside first.
Okay.
He's like holding it up like a little kid, like a fucking paper airplane, and he's just running along with its head.
So you run outside and you throw one of the, you throw this token. And when you do, it's halfway midair, like right in the arc where it would start to go down. But there's like a flash of light and it turns into a large eagle instead. And it kind of like soars majestically for a moment and flaps its wings and then eventually lands on the walls, like right out here.
I knew it.
Caw! Caw! Caw!
The thing caws back to you. And then it puts its arms above its head, like it flails its wings up.
Can I point, like, at my arm?
Mhm.
Yeah, caw!
Make
Caw,
an
and I,
animal
like,
handling check, please.
Is that the big bird you saw before?
oh fuck.
The thing
Not
looks at
great.
you, and then it looks off into the distance and just goes, "Caw!"
Point, it's a bird of Grumsh. You need to show it how strong you are first. Earn its respect.
Flex at it.
Oh hell yeah, I flex at it.
Tame it.
When you flex, the bird seems to flex in response, and it puts one arm like out into the distance and another one above its head, and it does the fountain pose.
Oh! I fountain pose at it.
It seems to do the same thing and starts to kind of like walk on one end of the wall to the other and then back.
Point. You have to challenge it to earn respect.
Can I get on the opposite, like, can I also get on the wall, like, up here then? Scale it somehow?
Sure, you can climb the wall. It's just a bunch of like trunks, like it's just a bunch of stakes, a palisade wall. So it's not exactly easy once you get up there, but you can climb up there.
Yeah! I climb on top of there, and then I pose at it. Hopefully I can keep out.
The thing does the pose as well, and as both of you guys do it, there's a sound of like a lightning bolt off in the distance. And you guys can actually see behind Point and the bird that a lightning bolt has like smashed into the forest nearby.
Whoa.
Like where the fountain was?
Definitely in that direction.
Boyd, you solved the puzzle.
I bow to the bird, and I start. I'll start tripping on my way to the lightning bolt.
How far back is the lightning bolt?
It's not too far.
You guys know that's like a couple hours away.
Oh,
Yeah, you had been traveling through the forest for some time to get here.
well,
We did say we'd come back after temple.
after, yeah.
But we haven't been to the temple yet, so we should get moving.
That's what, yeah.
Yeah, just bring the eagle with us.
I try to like get the eagle down, please.
The eagle seems to have a mind of its own, and more or less just kind of hangs out on the wall here while you guys are kind of, in the courtyard and contemplating what it's up to.
Maybe you should talk to him really quickly and let him know what's going on.
Yeah, I'll spend the 10 minutes. Hopefully, my party doesn't leave.
Go. So, you spend 10 minutes here. What are you guys doing during this time? Just kind of getting ready and getting your stuff?
Playing my
Playing the
drum.
Oh, sick. Okay. So you guys are, doing a sweet drum solo.
Hyping him up while he does this ritual.
The ritual. When your ritual finishes, you can understand birds and other creatures, and you can speak with them. And what do you say to the bird?
God, we need to go to the Gromsh temple.
The bird doesn't seem to fully understand you. It turns over, and it simply says, "Why?"
Gromsh, great. Come, arm.
The thing flies over towards you and lands on your arm.
Time
Name?
to go! And I start running.
The bird turns to you, its head kind of tilting to the side so that its eye can, stare in your direction point, and it says, "Strong?"
Oh yeah, strong.
The thing caws and flails its wings for a second, and then holds tight as you guys go off running. Where are you going? Are you going towards the fountain or towards the temple in the distance?
Tempile, I
Temp.
think.
Temple.
We go temple fast. Quick, fast, go.
Okay. So you guys go running into the next section of forest, and... Okay. As you do so, you run into a couple of other creatures. They're ones that you've seen before. It's like a secondary tribe of these strange bird people, almost. And they seem to kind of communicate with you guys in the limited fashion that they have. It's very much like before, except instead of kind of leading you guys anywhere, they simply give you their chirps and then watch as you guys go running along on your way. As you continue running.
Running flex.
They flex back.
Hmm.
As you continue on your way, you eventually emerge into what appears to be almost like a barren wasteland. And this is, multiple hours later. This area is just a whole bunch of very, shitty dirt hills everywhere. And you can see, the occasional, what's it called? The occasional, sprig or some bushes that grow out of here and there. But it's very sparse, and it's nothing like the field that you had been in originally.
Do I see any, stone or ore or anything here?
Stone.
That's a good question.
Ore. No, it's
Does
just
this look like a quarry at all?
not yet. There's nothing like exposed ground that you've seen.
Okay. Probably just running in.
Okay. As you guys go running through, you crest over one of the nearby hills, and up ahead you see what looks like a banner that's sitting atop another hill. And you guys immediately recognize this as being an orcish banner.
Our people, brother.
You think people live here?
One way to find out. I take out my war drum. I look at my brother.
I think it's that time.
We start walking towards the banner, beating our drums as loud as we can.
As you guys are beating the drum, almost as if in response, you hear the sound of a similar droning beat, and it's the sound of like stomping on the ground. It has a rumble to it, and it's clearly not played with like the same kind of drums. And you see cresting over that hill, which has the banner, a bunch of orcs that are wearing the same kind of symbols on them. And there's a huge band of them, of roughly about 20 people.
Brothers!
One of them kind of holds up his hand for a second as if to halt you.
I stop the drums.
This one calls out, and you can see what's clearly like the orcish chief stepping in front of the rest of his men. I'm just making a couple of peons here real quick. There we go.
Hey, Lugs, do you recognize those banners? Are they friendly?
They orcs, like us.
If you have history, you can roll, or if you're an orc, you can roll.
Never met unfriendly orc before.
Probably because you're an orc.
I would say I've met plenty.
I rolled a 12. I don't know what we're modifying though.
I rolled a nat 1.
History.
It's probably a negative. Yep, that's an 11.
I also got 11.
You're not an orc. Oh, you have
I
history.
have history.
You're not actually sure
Very
what
smart
this
orc.
band is. It's clearly an orcish banner, but it's not one that you've seen before. The chief calls out and he says, "What do in this place?"
Go to see Great Temple of Grumsh, of course.
Not before prove worthy of Grumsh Temple.
Of course.
That's what we're here to do.
Good. Then we fight. And you see he holds up a huge blade above his head. It's more of a meat cleaver than anything. And all the other orcs are going, "Hoo, hoo, 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 hoo," and like pull out their weapons as well.
We all fight you? Or one of us fight one of you? Which one?
Orc band must defeat our orc band, otherwise not worthy of temple.
Oh my god.
This good. Time to
Okay.
fight.
If you say so.
This one calls out, and he pauses for a second because one of them kind of like walks over and taps him on the shoulder, and they whisper to one another. And he says, "Stay there for a time. Lunch first."
Oh. You mind if we eat with you?
The others start whispering, and I'd like you to make a luck check, please, Lug.
Gonna dine with them.
You need an
before we
11 or
fight.
higher.
Oh, the
Nope.
He calls out and says, "Would not be right. Eat food with person must kill."
Okay.
Can
They all
you at
start-
least throw us some food?
They start whispering again. I'd like you to make a luck roll.
Only have salty rations. Whoa! Whoa!
17.
The two kind of nod, and then it calls out, "Maybe that okay." And you see one of them kind of like motions over and brings like a brown sort of canvas sack, and he just like one hand tosses it, and it goes, like flying, then rolling down the hill. And then they say, "Meet back when sun is high."
Okay.
Very kind.
They all start going like, "Ooh, ooh, ooh," and like turn around, and gradually the orc band disappears over the other side of the cliff.
See you at glorious
Hillside.
battle. Well, those are some nice guys, huh?
But
I
they
wanna
want to
see
kill
what-
us.
What kind of food did they give us?
They want to kill us. They want to make sure we're strong.
It looks like a collection of bork meat.
Did not disappear when they killed them.
Huh. But we not kill any pork.
Is this like a
yesterday.
little bit of
Oh.
cannibalism?
You know,
One
bird
has to
orc
wonder.
and bear orc is kind of same name. I get confused.
This clearly bear orc, brother. Bird orc, small.
Yeah, there's no feathers on it either.
Don't tell them that.
Oh, except this feather. I think this is yours, Point.
Wait. Huh? I didn't hear what you said.
Why was there a feather in food you gave me yesterday, Spring?
That's a good question. I don't know.
And I'll start rummaging around in my Speedo to see if I can find something with feathers that might have been the cause.
Did you accidentally switch Speedos with Point?
No, I don't think so.
Hey, these
this
things
isn't
are
big enough for
custom
me.
fit. They wouldn't work. They wouldn't work for another one. A gnome speedo wouldn't fit on the bird. Question.
No, his wouldn't fit me.
Very strange.
Flap my ass.
I start eating the bork.
Okay. You guys
The
sit
bork
there
cooked.
and eat these, like, yeah, they're all a bunch of cooked steaks in a bag.
Okay.
As you guys are sitting there, eventually, you guys finish up, and you find that although you're not particularly hungry, the food is satisfying in an odd way. And as time passes, gradually the sun takes its place high there in the sky, and you guys can hear the sound of the marching coming back.
Time to go. Everybody ready to fight?
It's time to kill some orcs.
As they get up to the top of the hill, one of them calls out. It's not the chief, but someone beside him. He says, "All right, this is the rules. No fight before lunchtime." Wait. And he kind of like whispers to another one, and then turns back and says, "That rule not important. Well, important, but rule number 2, no cheating."
No cheating. Yes, good. That's what I'm going to say.
Make a perception check.
Oh, see,
Everybody or just like...
You guys can all make one.
17.
Nat 20. Natty.
19.
19.
Those of you who get a 10 or higher hear that he turns over and starts to kind of whisper to the other guy, and he goes, "See, they already know the rules. Probably don't have to read all of them." And the other one goes, "Oh yeah, that's probably right. Save
Feel
time,
free to
more
read
time."
them all, though. Don't mind.
"Oh, maybe they don't know the rules." He turns back and he says, "Rule 3, all killing, no mercy."
Okay.
Rule 4
What about
says
mercy
fight.
killing?
What?
A mercy killing. Can we do that? Like if I chop your leg off and you're
He
half
turns
dead?
over and he goes, what is mercy kill? I don't know, what is mercy kill? And like he it's like a big game of telephone erupts. It's like one orc turns to another and goes, "Mercy kill? What that? Kill but with leave the kill." And the
This is
chief
you
turns and
guys-
goes, "Silence!" And everybody just
If we
like
get in
stops.
trouble, just confuse them.
He turns over and he goes,
You dirty cheater. You're
"We fight
confusing
now.
me
No
before we
cheat.
start.
Must kill." As you give out that cry, they all start running, and we're gonna take a brief 5-10 minute break before we start the big fight.
Oh my god.
Well,
Mercy
do
killing?
something first.
What mercy killing?
Mercy.
Mercy killing.
Alright, we'll be back in a few.
What?
What mercy killing?
What mercy killing?
Kill but with mercy? Mercy but with kill?
Me not this kind of
Just to our
orc.
advantage.
Me not that kind of orc. What if me am that kind of orc?
What if me just not know I am that kind of orc yet?
I'll be right back.
I'm gonna grab a drink.
Wait.
Yeah, better.
Whew. I'm back. I'm so pumped for this fight.
I wonder if it's cheating to plant my dwarf.
Wonder if it's cheating to throw this rock at one of them.
That you don't have.
Oh, right, I put the rock back. Thank you.
You better not have taken 2 items. We're gonna get smited. This could be quite the battles.
Yeah, that's like
It's like 20.
it's at least 18 d12s of damage every round for them.
19. They have great weapons. Prowlers. They're all gonna have relentless.
Wait, do actual like whole orcs have relentless too?
Oh, are they whole orcs? I don't know.
I would figure.
I don't think whole orcs do.
Like maybe they're half orcs. I don't know.
I guess I just
I
don't
feel like they're probably full orcs though.
We'll find out.
I like how he called it our orc tribe.
Yeah.
Your tribe versus our tribe. Prove strong. I wonder if all killing means that they're going to execute us if we go down.
Yeah, I wonder.
Sounds like we shouldn't go down.
Yeah. Do your best to not go down. I love how they're like, you have to fight us. Wait, after lunch.
Rule number 1:
No,
no
fighting.
fight before lunch.
No fight before lunch. Wait, that rule
Wait.
not matter.
We already do lunch. That rule not important. What is important? But not rule 2.
I think they already know the rules.
It's just I want to turn.
Maybe
into
don't
orcs,
have to
like, start
read them.
doing an orc voice. I hope we turn into orcs at the end of this. Even if I'm a dwarf orc, that'd be fine.
A dwarf.
A dwarf.
At the board.
Orf.
Yo, if you really want to
An
be an
orphan.
orc, if you really want to be an orc, I will spend my red coin at the end of the session to ask that Grumsh turns all of you guys into orcs.
And this is becoming like morally awkward as a dwarf.
He
So if he
kind
just
of,
turns me into a really stupid orc, I'm fine with everything.
He kind of already offered.
I know. Well, that's what the angel offered, but he's like, I don't know if the angel actually knew. I don't know.
I feel like that guy knows shit. Haven't killed in 2 minutes. Must go.
You hear a sound of a horse whinnying in pain. Flexes the wall on the building next to us, just explodes.
I am back, and we will start in a couple minutes.
Good.
What? How have I never heard of this before? Are you guys familiar with the Whiskey Canadian Club?
No.
Yes, seeing that I live in Canada.
In an effort to revitalize their sales, they hid 25 cases of whiskey throughout the planet. That was 50 years ago, and there's still 9 cases undiscovered.
That would actually be kind of cool to find.
Yeah, I would love to go find one of those. They like put clues about where they hid them. So I imagine the 9 that are left are just really, really well hidden.
Well, and then you'd have to like look at landscape and stuff 50 years ago, not what it is now, right?
Mhm.
Shit, there's probably like houses or buildings built over some of them.
Mhm.
Hilarious.
Who dropped?
We had a draw. Oh, see.
We lost Z.
Mm.
back and people are playing loud ukulele outside. So I'm sorry, ukulele happens in my mic.
That's the worst instrument.
Ukulele? It's fine.
Pull out the sackbut, boys. Let's go.
I'm sure the worst instruments like your mom? Fuck.
Got me.
One second. I'm gonna go. I think I know the people outside. One second.
Just hear screaming. Stop playing that fucking ukulele.
Some of us are trying to fucking sleep.
Yeah, wouldn't it be like 9 o'clock Uchi's time?
It is, yes, 9 o'clock currently.
Perfect time for a fucking ukulele solo in the halls.
College is a weird place.
Yeah, like who does that?
Everybody. Of the instruments I personally dislike, I personally really dislike the sham. Just couldn't remember the
pretty
fucking
hip.
name of it. Also, an old instrument, it just sounds like complete shit. It's like a fucking recorder, except ear-bleedingly louder.
That sounds beautiful. Is Uchilla back?
Hmm.
Almost.
Apparently, there was a Jeopardy category tonight for football, and not a single person rang in across the entire category.
There was a Jeopardy call-in for football?
No, there was like a Jeopardy category about like all the questions were about football stuff,
Oh.
I'm back.
and
And the nerdy contestants avoided it like the plague?
I hate when that happens, man. It's like, yes, I'll get the questions, and then they fucking avoid it every time.
No one wants to go there, dude. Alright, Ooch is back. Are we all here?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see here. There we go, we're back. Excuse me, god damn. Oh, here, Pop. Everybody, please roll initiative. It's time to kill some bitches.
well, I think it's your turn since I rolled for the.
Sure.
Oh shit, they got a nat 20.
What the fuck did I just do to my die? No, whatever, we'll count it.
Got
Good,
bad
we want them to
initiative,
go
boys.
first.
Man, a string of good initiative rolls continues.
Do they have any thrown weapons?
Do any of them have throwing weapons? Yes.
Yeah, I guess what are they armed with? We should have looked at that.
Axes, spears, huge machetes, that kind of stuff.
Big boy cleavers.
No bitch
We
ass
should probably
bows and
be
arrows.
facing the battle, Will.
What's behind the hill?
Oh, Spriggs, so good of you to be out in front.
Taking all those spears to the face. Non-ranged.
He is smaller, therefore he miss. They all miss him.
So I duck and cower.
As you guys are standing over there near the other hill, they all go running. The chief is in front, and he holds out his hand in the air and makes a signal of some kind, and everybody seems to know what this is, as everyone goes to reach for either a javelin, a spear, or in some cases, like a second sword. And he goes, Special move, Rain of Grumsh! And then everyone throws their weapon at the same time. And I need everyone to make for me a dexterity saving throw as like spears and swords and hatchets come like raining down out of the sky randomly all over the place.
You get dangerous heads, Uchi.
Oh.
I'm
guys
gonna
are
hope I'm
raging?
not blind and don't see this shit.
Oh, never mind. Danger Sense doesn't need rage. So yeah, you guys would
Well-
definitely see it coming.
Regardless, I rolled double threes.
Oh, thank God.
Oh no! Okay. You guys are all pretty good at avoiding these. Lug 2, you do accidentally catch a stray hatchet that flails through the air and hits you for 7 damage.
Not the javelins, not the spears, a hatchet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what you're paying attention to. You're like, oh, spears and javelins, I know how those work. And then, like, an axe hit you in the leg. It's like, what the fuck? It is... Let's see. Now, your turn, Lugs. What do you want to do?
Die hurt!
No, special move, javelin toss. Show them how to do it.
At the captain!
Aim for captain.
We run up our movement speed. Aleutian, instead of a javelin for the first throw, I would like to throw that hatchet that I just caught with my chest.
Sure.
Aiming for
The
this guy
hatchet
right
is
here.
2060
Wait,
for throwing.
We don't have javelins because we came here naked.
It's true.
Oh yeah.
So
Pick
what are
up a
you
javelin
throwing,
from the
Lug?
horde.
Could I have picked up a couple javelins as many were tossed?
I would say yes.
I'm guessing a 13 misses.
Yes, it does. The chief swats the thing out of the air with a free hand.
How about a 19?
The 19 hits, and you catch him in the chest with a spear that you picked up from the ground.
Ooh. That's gonna be... what, 11 damage?
Okay. He recoils back for a second as your spear stabs into him, and he goes, "Oof," and then pulls it out, and he goes, "Our range superior," and he smashes the spear in half.
Oh, really?
That was his range. I'll throw a javelin I picked up as well
Okay.
for my second attack.
Oh, I forgot to say because I thought it might be obvious, but raging is a thing that's happening.
Mhm.
And yep, I got
22 to hit?
Another javelin coming.
22 hits.
What about an 18?
18 hits.
10.
10 more damage. Okay. He's still alive.
6 more.
6
from
more
one.
damage. One hit after the other, he just pulls these like long sticks of wood out from his flesh here and throws them to the ground and just kind of gives you this like blood curdling scream and like holds
What
his
about
axe.
your range superior?
He looks like
Look
he's
at
been
sunglasses.
angered.
Good, good.
Is that your turn?
Does he look rage angry?
It's possible.
Yeah.
Also, are these full orcs or half orcs?
These are
Just
all full
for-
orcs.
Interesting. That's our turn.
Next up, Bailgun, it's your turn.
I want to walk up. I want to grab a. If I find what do I find to the ground as I walk up like this?
Spears and javelins mostly, as well as like there's a short sword there. There's like a couple of.
Just chuck the sword.
One of them threw a hammer. It's like a craftsman's hammer.
Can I grab the hammer?
Okay.
Okay. And I want to find like a suitable piece of ground to put my little dwarf figurine in.
Okay. There's a small bit of dirt here that's been displaced by some other throwing weapon, which had dug out a little hole here. And you put the figurine in it, and the moment you do, and like, the dirt moves out of the way, and this dwarf appears, and he goes, "Ah!" and kind of holds out his arms like he's ready to fight somebody.
I hand him the hammer.
He seems
I
to
point-
immediately know what to do with it, and he holds the hammer and looks at you and he smiles, and then he looks around, and he immediately looks
point-
over and stares at Spriggs.
No, that one. And
No.
I like grab his head with both my hands and turn it to face the orcs.
He holds the hammer up and goes, ah! And runs over towards the orcs.
Okay. Alright. And if I could grab a javelin as well, my way over, run up the rest of my movement speed, which is slightly less than them, and rage throw it at the fucking chief.
We will say that Hammer Boy moves on your turn, but he will not move on his first turn.
Okay, that's fine.
So just
Going to
remember
make
that if he doesn't move or whatever, that it does happen on your turn. Point, you're up next.
I'm making a javelin attack.
Oh,
Unless
okay,
that took
sorry.
my entire turn.
Let's see what you get.
Single javelin toss while raged. And it's a miss.
That one lands in the ground short. You're throwing a little far, so, you know, that happens.
Yep. Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. Point, you're up next.
I too will pick up a javelin. Enter a rage.
Why?
What was that?
It's my battle screech.
Baby scream.
Give me soft. Give me warm.
Give me smooth. Give me smooth, silky. What's the throwing ranges on javelin?
30,
30,
60.
60?
No. The fuck?
31.
Yeah, it's 31-20.
Jeez. Well, I'm gonna be disadvantaged, but I'm throwing it in a rage.
Okay.
Oh, mine was also at disadvantage. I'm
You
gonna roll
rolled
and
a
see if I
2,
got a
so
nat
it
one.
worked out.
No, but I'm gonna see if I get a nat one.
Hey.
Roll the
Second-
other
You rolled a 2, so it worked out.
16 to hit.
16? Who are you throwing at? The chief or the dudes?
Chiefo.
You do hit him.
How much is a javelin? 1d6?
Yep.
Add strength and rage.
Strength.
Plus 2, 3, 5, 8 damage.
Okay. Your javelin stabs into him, and he screams out in pain a second time, but despite being hit so many times, he is still in the fight. Is that your turn?
Yep.
Spriggs, you're up.
Alright. I will, feeling an urge coming from my crotch, I'm going to take that skull out and, can I put it on?
No, it's not large enough to wear.
Can I stick it on my sword? Like slide it down to like the hill.
Sure, I'd say so, yeah.
Alright, well I'll do that.
He's got a great sword. I'm just imagining this fucking skull over like the great sword from Dark Souls.
How close can I get here? You know what, I'm gonna go up to here and just rage and prepare to dodge.
Prepare to dodge, okay? Everyone, please roll initiative.
Rage dodge.
Rage dodge.
A Raj.
You don't have to combine every word now.
No, we do.
Oh, right. Thanks, brother. Sometimes I forget to fight.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, I grabbed both of them. Help.
Alright, looks like the lugs are first. What do you guys want to do?
Take Captain out to lower morale. Beautiful.
Series of consecutive great weapon master strikes.
Go for it.
Secret technique.
serious. Super normal punches. Super normal consecutive punches.
18.
18 hits.
What do we get? Plus 2 of these? 18 is, well,
Good. Uh, 21. 21. Damn.
mine is 19.
He is still alive, but by the time you finish your first set of strikes, you hear him as he goes, "Must use not die technique."
You're very strong, brother. Need one more.
He's very honorable, not dying to.
That's an 11. That's not gonna.
That misses. Oh, did we get the big hit? That's... Wait, hold up.
They look both jank.
Yeah, I'd reroll those. Don't worry, in the new tabletop setup, we'll fix that.
So he says.
Ah.
13.
13 misses. He deflects one of your blows, bringing the axe to kind of swing over, and it hits your axe up in the air, and he goes, "Not die this time."
Not die technique, very strong.
It's strong technique. He looks over at you as he says that.
It's good technique.
Is that your turn?
We get you next time, though. Watch out.
That's our
Better
turn.
not shout.
Spriggs, you're up.
Dog 1 and 2 is coming
Please
for
let
you.
me be close enough. Good. Okay. I'm gonna run straight forward. I think this guy's probably taken care of. I'm gonna attack that guy.
Go for it.
Not Wesley.
I'm gonna say this once so nobody forget. If you're attacking one that's within 5 feet of Will and I, you get advantage without reckless.
Does this?
I don't
mean,
think
is
he's
that
within
close
5
enough.
feet.
Yeah, I
No.
don't think.
But for the rest of the fight, if
Yeah.
we're within
It
5
has to
feet,
be
you can.
something
That's a 12.
engaged, but
A 12. You miss.
Okay. Well, I'll take one more swing. That is 19.
That'll hit. Roll damage.
And this will be, let's go necrotic. Okay, so that is 4 necrotic and 11 physical.
Ooh. You kill him in one swipe.
Alright, well, if he's dead, I'm gonna step up to this guy and use my Great Weapon Master extra attack.
Ah.
And I got advantage now, right?
Yes.
I'm not gonna Great Weapon Master right now. Can't do it.
But you have advantage.
Sack.
And it would have hit.
So that is a 20.
Do hit. It's dishonorable, but you do hit.
You use precision instead of strength.
13 slashing.
13. He is still alive.
Alright, I'll just glare menacingly at him. And that'll be my
He
turn.
glares down at you. If that's your turn, it's the orc's next, and the chief calls out, and he goes, "Left hand swing of Grumsh!" And all of the soldiers start going, "Ooh, ooh, ooh," and then run off. And you see they head over here, and then quickly swoop to the side.
Oh my god. They're organized.
Or
Oh
fuck!
god.
A lot of fucking orcs.
And then these ones come over here and join the fight with you guys.
This good fight.
I give a thumbs up to the orc chief as his men move.
He gives you a smile, like you're recognizing his work, and his time at orc school has paid off.
Orc school.
His degree is finally doing something.
Yeah, he's like, fucking,
Mom
I knew
would be
all
so
those
proud.
economics classes would pay off. We'll do the left-handed strike first. I need athletics checks from Bailgun and Point.
And my little dwarf buddy.
Are these
My
at
brown
advantage
dwarf.
by chance? Because of...
You're raging.
Oh, yeah.
Point, you need to roll a natural 20 to beat yours.
I have
Well-
16.
I got a
Not 20.
22.
Okay, so you are knocked over as they all smash into you, And Bailgun, 14. What did you have?
16.
Okay, so you managed to stay standing. Let's see how the orc guy, your dwarf does. He has to beat another 20. Holy fuck. He rolls a 20. Nigga, what? Okay.
That's some low chances.
He's manages to stay standing. That's phenomenal.
Or very low.
And then there's some attacks coming out. So Point, you've been knocked down, so your attacks will be at advantage. Did anybody reckless over here? I don't think so, because you were
No.
ranged attack. You can't.
It was a javelin strike. Can't reckless that.
Right. So Point, once you've been knocked over, this orc runs around and goes to smash at you. And it'll pass your AC of 15. You are cut for 6 damage. And then over here, you are attacked twice, Bailgun. Miss, 1 hit. Bailgun, you are hit for 8 damage. And over here, your dwarf friend is attacked twice. And... oh, shit. 1 hits. And he is still alive. And then we'll go over here. There are 2 attacks on you, Spriggs. Did you reckless?
No.
Miss. Nice. 2 attacks on the lug, so here's for a regular lug. And you guys did reckless, right?
No, we have advantage because of Wolf.
Okay. You do get hit with a 20, and then your brother... or sorry, no, it's not an advantage. Your brother also gets hit, but not a crit. Lug, you take 19 damage from that crit. And Lug 2, you take 8. Over here, there's 1 more attack on Lug 2, and then it'll be the Chief's move. Oh, you get hit again, taking... a heavy swing cuts down you for 8 damage. And the Chief goes to make his move. He makes 1 swing at each of you. This first one will be, let's see, purple one will be for Lug. Okay, well that's a 2, so that's a miss. But 1 hit will hit Lug 2. Oh, that was a 3. So 9 plus... you take 13 points of damage. Then, it rolls around to your turn Point. What do you want to do? You're on the ground and surrounded by orcs.
Would like to get up.
Okay, you can do that. Half your movement.
I'm
The faster you are in this game, the harder it is to get up.
Interesting.
It's true.
Well, I guess I'll just like start flapping to the guy to the north.
Sure, yeah. This one on this side here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Reckless.
Atta boy. Oh, leg. Oh, but it was worth it.
It was a natty though.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
And 24 damage.
You get up, and with a heavy swing, your axe goes cleaving through this man, cutting his head off, and as his head, like, flies in the distance, the eagle on your shoulder goes, "Ah!"
Oh, and then I follow. Ah! that wasn't a call.
The orc nearby, who's holding his weapon, looks at you, and he looks confused and befuddled.
Well, as I'm taking a swing at him, I'll start just cawing frantically. Caw, caw, caw! Chirp. Chirp, chirp.
He seems to lower his defense for a moment, as though he's, like, confused by the display and forgets about the fight for a sec, and your axe makes it past his defense and hits him. Oh shit.
16 damage.
16 damage. You kill him in a single swipe too. Might be the D8 Whisperer, Jimmy, but I think we just found our D12 Whisperer. Holy fuck.
It's okay.
I get 12 Whisperer.
I get closer to Bailgun and this orc. Caw! Caw!
A bird
Just like
flaps in your
shiver
direction,
as he like
Bailgun.
he's like holding his head over my fucking shoulder, cawing on my neck with heavy breaths, and I'm just shivering.
It is your turn next, I believe, and you also get to control Hammer Boy, whose stats I will keep, but you can basically give him commands doing what you think an orc would do, or sorry, a dwarf would do in this situation. He is naked and has like a regular, $20
Just
from
regular.
Walmart kind of hammer in his hand.
I special maneuver, 2 dwarfs on orc. Fucking, I want to have us both just smack this guy. I want him to shimmy over a little bit and hit him with me.
Sure, yeah, he looks over and swings the hammer.
Recklessly on my part.
Okay. Oh, he gets an 18, so he's definitely landing that.
I rolled 4 2s in a row.
What?
Holy shit.
Oh my god!
That's also a very low chance of happening.
Well, your orc or your dwarf boy manages to get a hit for 6 damage. Sorry.
Oh, sick.
That's
I'm
not
gonna throw out
bad.
another attack.
Yeah.
And hopefully hit. Watch, the double 2's coming out again.
He makes a second attack as well. He misses though on this next one.
Okay, well this is better. So that's a 15 to hit.
15 does hit.
Righto, tossing out the d6s.
Right.
The 12 damage.
Okay. So this orc sees you guys attacking, and when you swing out, he steps away from you, but then takes a hammer to the side of his head on the other side, and then he moves away from that swing, and then your hammer hits him and kills him.
Fucking playing whack-a-mole. I just want to fucking scream at the orcs and see if the dwarf goes with me.
He screams alongside afterwards as well. He seems like he's battle-possessed almost.
Alright.
Is that your turn?
I'm going to... I'll let this orc get an opportunity attack on me, and I'm going to shimmy over to this spot.
Sure. He makes a swing and misses you by rolling a 4. Tragic.
He does have advantage.
He hits you.
Do opportunities get it?
Do opportunities get advantage on Reckless? From Reckless?
I think so.
All attacks.
Yeah.
He cuts you for 7 damage with his axe.
If that's 5 feet within range of me, I can sentinel. Is that
Sure,
close
why
to
not?
the illusion?
I'd say so.
Oh,
You guys
hell
are
yeah.
pretty clustered up here.
Yeah, I was right here. You moved next to me.
Can I make this reckless or no?
No, you can't opportunity attack Reckless.
Okay.
But you do hit. At 17, will definitely cut it. D12 Whisperer.
Lightwood.
Eh,
Ever. 10, 12 damage.
12 damage. Okay, he's still alive.
I still get hit by the opportunity attack, though, right? Despite
Yes.
Sentinel?
Yep.
Okay.
It's only if he can kill him that damage would be negated.
Okay.
Alright, everybody
Having that
please
Sentinel.
roll initiative.
Go load.
Oh my god, these orcs are rolling with fire tonight.
Did they get an 18 plus 2 or a nat 20?
They got a 19 plus 1.
Where did our thing go?
I'm also at 20.
Oh,
That means you go
Burn
first because you
off.
have a +2.
20.
I don't mind the players going first. Go for it.
Eat my dick, orcs.
You can go first. Good god, what have we done?
Eat my dork.
Alright, I'll shimmy
orc
on
dick.
closer. Still whispering to Bailgun. Caw.
Fucking creepy.
God.
I'm gonna kill the try to kill the weakened one.
Sure.
Recklessly, of course. What the fuck?
Ooh.
Recklessly again. Oh, that's a natty though.
And a 1. Both 20 and
Oh,
1
hey.
the same roll.
You got a 20, okay.
That's a natty, boyo.
Boy,
Oh, oh.
oh.
I shouldn't say that too loud. Cause.
You
Alright.
Oh.
Everybody else in my apartment block, listen. You swing out, and it hits him directly in the gut, and just like sinks deep into there. And when you pull it out, intestines and organs just kind of flop out onto the floor, and he just goes, "Oh fuck," and like keels over dead.
Before I take the blade out, I'll get like real close as the sword's in there and just whisper in his ear.
He squints his eyes as he looks over to you, like confused, and then.
Ooh, she's making sexual caw noises. This is why he had him stop playing the ukulele in the hallway so people would hear and understand.
And I'm shimmying a little further.
See, it's bad enough if you have to hear like the sounds of fapping and orgasm noises from across the wall, but if beyond the drywall, so too do the noises of bird caws come through, then you really have to be worried.
Call! Oh, call! I'm gonna call!
I'm gonna call.
Twitch mods, please, no. Alright, it's the orc's turn. Let's see here. These guys are gonna muscle around you, and the chief calls over and goes, "Squeeze like fist of grumps!" And everybody here kind of starts to constrict on your group, and you're gonna need to make checks in a moment. These guys as well are gonna do that. So we'll start with the lefties over here. I need athletics checks from all of you.
Ooh, not good.
A 15, okay. So you... Oh fuck, you fail point. What did everybody else get? Or sorry, what did you get there? What did you get there?
26.
6. Oh shit, let's see what they get.
Oh wait, no, I got a 16.
You rolled a 2. You would still be down. So you're fine, Bailgun. Point, you get knocked over again. Rolling for the orcs, that's a 9. And then, or sorry, a little bit higher. And then rolling for your friend, he is knocked over as well. So both Point and Hammer Boy get knocked over. And then over here, I need athletics checks from the Lugs and Sprigs as well. Type what you get into the chat, please. Okay, Lug, you pass. 24. You pass as well. Okay, and a 13. You fail and are pushed over. Damn, let me get in there. It's a little crowded in the... There we are. Now that you're knocked over, there are some attacks coming out. Starting over here. 1, 2, and then 3. So there's... Oh, fuck. 1 hit. 2 hit. 3 hit. And then for a point... oh my god, they missed point, though.
Oh.
Dwarf Boy is cut up into pieces. After being knocked over here by this orc, these 3 swing down. He tries to avoid them, but is cut up a whole bunch of times and reverts back in a whoop, just like becomes a tiny little figurine on the ground.
We'll be watching for it.
They look surprised that this thing has just disappeared, basically. Like, they don't even see it in the dirt. Like, where did he go?
Kill him, soul
So many
shooter.
times he disappeared.
Over here, there is a advantaged attack on you, Sprigs. Oh, that's a nat 20. Ooh. Alright, you're raging, you're probably fine. You take 24 damage.
It's not really fine.
Wow.
But
Who's the D12
could,
whisperer
could
now?
be worse.
We rolled a 10 and an 11.
And then there's 2 attacks on you. Lug 2. One will hit. From that guy, you take 11 damage. And then the chief goes for his secret special move. Let's see. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out what looks like a smaller axe. It's like a set of 2 hatchets taped together into like a great axe, and he swings it at you, Lug. And he misses, unfortunately. Actually, no. Everybody's AC is 15, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You get hit. That's just a 15. So you take... Oh, that's not too much. You take 4 damage, or sorry, 5, from getting hit by this tiny little hatchet here. And with that, he attempts to grapple you with it, hooking it into like your collarbone and pulling you forward. And I need you to make an athletics check for me. Second one. You have to roll pretty high.
25.
Oh my god. That is that's high
pretty
enough. You manage to resist being pulled down after getting this axe here, and as you kind of like wrench back, the axe slips out from past the bone and flesh, and you're free once more. And this looks like you've thwarted some effort of his, and it's now your turn, Lugs.
You fight with much strength, but you must go now. Say good luck to your warriors.
He says, maybe my grabbing axe not good enough. That's janked. Super janked.
Oh, another miss.
14 doesn't hit.
Yeah, I doubt it.
14 is a miss. That's correct.
Thank you, brother.
21.
Ooh, you got him. Roll some damage.
It's time for the biggest crit. Even though it's not a crit.
Oh, wow.
My God.
18.
Wow. He's still alive.
What?
Oh my god.
He's so strong.
No die.
Oh. Okay, 20 to.
Ugh.
22.
Okay. You lunge forward, Lug, Lug 2, and your greatsword stabs through his chest, and he goes, I use my no die, and then like a big axe just fucking smashes down to the side of his skull, and you guys kill him.
I know
Not good enough
Use my
anymore.
no die. You again?
No.
I was swinging at this one with my other attack.
Commander down. Kill rest.
Okay, go ahead and make your swing, Lug. Or Lug 2, rather.
I'll get another one since I
Oh,
killed someone.
What the fuck? How did... This one had no inertia left, and it was just like, yeah, I'm gonna choose to go from like a 1
3
to
to a
16.
16.
Yeah.
Does an 18 hit?
Yes. Where invisible forces act on the dice. This reroll.
That's
It happens against us just as much.
What in the fuck?
that was a 4. It's 22 damage, I think, or 23.
22, 23. Okay, you kill this guy.
Okay.
Let me. Oh, okay. The guy right next to me. I'm gonna hit.
Okay.
This is your Grey Weapon Strike.
Right, because I killed the guy.
Ooh.
Oh,
Pretty
big
cow.
natty. Big natty.
I like the way that you say it.
What?
There's something disturbing about it. I don't know.
Oh,
11, a
wow.
10, and a 1. Okay.
16, 37.
37?
37.
38.
You take like a small 1 foot sort of like jump leap over towards this one and swing your axe overhead, and it cleaves like through the lower portion of his neck, like straight down, like opening him up, going all the way and almost cutting him like straight in half, vertically.
Am I strong enough now? Witness me, Grumps.
Witness me!
Witness me! We need spray paint.
You see
I'll,
one of the
uh,
enemy orcs standing over Spriggs on the side there, looks over and he goes, impressive.
I
You
swing
want,
at this.
you want me to come to you next?
He looks over and says, no, I beat you. Just impressive.
20.
20 hits?
Almost a natty.
Gonna
Make up the
disturb
joke.
illusion.
What's so wrong about natties, bro?
22 damage.
You know what it reminds me of? Totally tubular, guys.
Yo, mahalo, bros.
Okay, you kill that one.
You know, like the.
Hmm?
Nothing.
The orc next to you kind of like looks over at the guy that you've just killed there, Lug2, and he sees the arm that you chop off of that one, and he looks over in like an almost impressed kind of fashion. Like, the ones nearby are admiring your ability to kill things. Is that the
I
Lug?
give him like a very smug nod, like appreciating that he sees my handiwork.
Yeah, you're both like connoisseurs of modern art. You're like, yes, yes, yes.
I stroke my chin.
After each swing is like a
brush
stand
stroke.
on 1 foot, chin strokes. Very good, very good.
Bailgun, it's your turn. You're the only one standing over here. Point has been knocked over, and your hammer boy has been eviscerated and turned back into his figurine form.
I'm going to smack this guy
Okay.
as best I can recklessly.
Okay.
You'll probably get 2 twos because tradition. 19 to hit.
19 to hit. Yes.
And ooh, that's 15 damage.
This one here.
Yep.
Your hammer caves in his skull after he trips for a brief moment, and you seize the opportunity.
Now, before making a second attack, would me picking up the figurine and planting it back in the ground be counted as an interaction, or would I need more?
It would be an action to pick it up and an action to use it.
Like a full action for both?
So it would take 2 turns, unless you action surged, I suppose.
Well, I don't have action surge, so okay. I'm going to attack this orc then.
Go for it. See what you get.
As Uchi would say, a natty.
Yo, bro, got a natty.
Why?
Bro, you want to crack open a natty light after this?
Oh, never. Nobody ever wants a natty light. Stop.
It's like the most amount of shit that it's actually just piss water.
21.
You kill him.
Fat on the inside.
What's the flavor, Lucian? What's the flavor off that natty 20?
Next turn, Spriggs.
Wait, no, I want to move.
Comes down and strikes point.
I want to move over to stand over my figurine.
Okay.
Natty!
Alright, I'll get to my knees, and then as I'm in the motion of standing up, I'll try to swing at that guy there.
Okay.
I will do so with Great Weapon Master.
Reroll this guy.
Oh,
There we go,
yeah.
19.
That's a good
That's a
one.
good 19. Solid, natural 19.
So we got 14 slashing, I don't know, 24 slashing, and then 6 necrotic. Total
Your sword goes
30.
slashing upwards, and by the time that the tip is reaching this this orc's head. It's like a flash of light as your radiant damage goes off, and the top of his head just explodes into a backwards shower of gore.
All right, and so hopefully I'm on my feet at this point.
All that while laying
And I'm gonna turn and I'll take a swing at that guy.
He looks at you and goes, "Was that cheating?"
No, it's definitely not cheating. I'd never cheat.
He goes, "Oh, okay, good."
Oh my god.
Another 19.
Nice natural 19, my brother.
Oh, gee!
The last words this guy's gonna utter. Cheater!
Oh no! First 6 damage.
The funny thing is you have to watch that one, because it could just
I know.
stop midway and then go in the opposite direction.
I almost just wanted to stand on edge so I could re-roll it.
This guy's already wounded, so those are the last words that he says, and you kill him.
And I'll take steps over here, and I'll use my great weapon master to one final swing.
Clean up shop, okay.
Same thing again. I'll do great weapon master.
Yeah, you better great weapon it.
Oh, I guess it was 16. That's that is not gonna hit. That's a 7.
Even if you hadn't Great Weapon Master, that wasn't hitting.
Everybody roll initiative. Uh-oh. The orc luck has run out. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Is he a boy or a girl?
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Are you a boy?
Uh-oh.
or a
She
girl?
is a girl. Fact or opinion? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Or opinion.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh no. Oh no. It
Jamie,
looks
we
like
must roll.
Spriggs, you're
We must
first.
compete.
Yeah.
No, we must compete.
Okay, so I'll take another swing at this guy that I just missed. Great weapon master. You know what? I'm gonna
There you go.
attack recklessly just because I'm not gonna be near these lugs in a bit if this goes well. So 17.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Bertie.
That's a lot. 4 necrotic and 23 slashing.
Your sword glows for a brief moment, and as you swing it towards him, it goes, "That looks like," and just like falls over dead.
I'll give a nod to the lugs here, and then I'm gonna run at this guy screaming and try to stab him in the back.
Okay.
So recklessly.
That looks like cheating.
And I'll do great weapon master as well.
Reroll that 12.
Get
Please
another
don't be a
one.
No, not a 1.
I believe.
One,
Oh no!
I'd like you to go ahead and make for me a dexterity saving throw, and no,
That
you
is
don't get
difficult
the
to do.
danger sense.
Yeah, I figured.
One.
Oh no!
Oh my god! I'm sorry.
Point, you're here on the ground, and you see the 2 orcs standing over you. They're about to swing their axes when one of them is suddenly tackled by what looks to be a gnome wearing a very strange and bulgy Speedo. But as he hits him, the gnome kind of bounces off him almost harmlessly, like there's little force hitting the orc. And he falls prone onto the ground, and the orc simply just goes, and like shrugs, and then swings his axe down on him.
You just rolled 3 ones in a row.
Yeah, that's
Amazing.
improbable.
Can I sentinel him from the ground?
Yes, but at disadvantage.
Oh, hell yeah.
Go for it.
Well, that's not gonna hit. Like a 10.
Okay. You swing out and you miss, instead hitting Point, or sorry, Spriggs. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, hell yeah.
Whisper to something low.
It's a 1.
It's a 7.
That's a 9, 12 mount. That's 12 damage.
Alright,
It's a
you
really
take
crooked
12
one.
damage, Spriggs. The orc misses you, but Point swings at the orc, and he kind of steps back, and the axe just goes into your side.
My car. My car.
And is that your turn?
Can I get my last attack from the Great Weapon Master?
Mm-hmm. Disadvantage because
Alright.
you're laying on the ground.
Is it just regular because I reckless?
Yes, that would equal it out.
Recklessly flailing on the ground.
Great Weapon
It's a
Master.
strong strategy.
Oh, damn it. 2. At least it wasn't a 1. I'm slowly getting up there.
Wait, did he hit Point?
That's a good question. Let me roll luck.
Oh no.
No, he missed.
Oh,
Would've
He
only been
failed to
fair.
hit Point. Point, it's your turn.
well, I get up. Take my sword out of. No, it's an axe out of Spriggs. Call, sorry. And then I'll get the one in between them.
Okay.
Reckless. It's a 17 to hit.
Yes. Ooh!
Ooh! 13, 16 damage.
He is dead. With a single swing, you send him to the ground.
Oh. Hit the one to my left. Ooh. 17 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Oh. 6, 7, 8 damage.
He is still alive.
You're next. That's the end of my turn.
Okay.
Actually, no. I'll shimmy like this.
Okay. Bailgun, you are up.
I will attack the one. This one. I'll attack that one.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna roll my different dice this time. A lighter color. Let's see what happens. 19 to hit.
19 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
14.
14. Kill this one.
Oh my god. They're so squishy. I'm gonna smack the one next to him. With a 21 to hit.
Yep.
And this one's gonna be 13.
He is still alive.
Well, that's my turn.
Okay. Next up is the Lugs.
They certainly put up a good fight, brother, but they said no mercy. It's time to
It's
finish
true.
it.
It's very true.
Let's go.
No
Hi,
mercy,
Lux.
Gilligs. Just run by.
It's like laying on the ground.
Oh. One miss.
22.
Yep.
21. Uh, 25 damage.
You kill this one.
Got him. Next to him, brother.
Right.
I'm just moving my dice out of the way. You can go and roll.
It's like Tabletop has one of those freezing jitters every 5 seconds. Do you guys get that too?
Yeah.
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 19.
19. You hit? Yep.
Everybody's ping is really high tonight. I don't know if you noticed that.
20 damage.
Kill this one.
Right. I can't move anymore, so you might be able to.
Can I throw my... I mean, we're only like 10 feet away from this guy. Can I throw my sword at him?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
He's got
The old
1 health. You just have
great
to fucking
weapon
do
throw
it.
finisher.
Can I Great Weapon Master my throw?
Sure.
And can I do it recklessly?
Yes.
Thanks, Winston.
If he misses, I would like to do the same.
Go for it.
I'm gonna miss. Oh,
19 to hit.
I'm just laying on the ground watching them like this.
mine goes hurtling off.
What did you roll to hit?
19.
12.
The 12 misses, 19 hits.
What should I roll for damage for this? Should I just roll like greatsword weapon damage normally?
I'd say roll a d6.
Okay. But it was great weapon master, so it still gets plus 10, so that's like 20 damage.
This one's already wounded, and as you throw out your sword here, it stabs into him, and he staggers back for a second, and then falls onto the ground and slides a little bit down the hill. You are all no longer in combat.
I call that knife of Grumsh technique.
That's a really big knife. Want to pick up my figurine?
Grumsh is really big.
Orcs die here today. That was
Is my
played
bird
on a
just still
song.
squawking?
Yeah, it's just kind of resting on your shoulder. You can see it's like covered in blood, but it doesn't seem to be bothered by that.
Uchi's fallen on the ground and the bird stayed on his shoulder even while prone. It's just like face planted into the ground.
Can I like? I want to like tidy him up, get the blood off him.
Okay.
In casual, like, not thinking twice about it, Lug 2 goes around and starts picking up spears and javelins and then just chopping orc heads off and sticking them on the javelins. It's
Okay.
tradition after orc warfare between tribes. All of their heads should be on pikes.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna go around and just kind of like, not even really caring where I stake them, just like stake it into the ground, head on one spear.
I'll follow him
around.
the whole time playing the drums. While he does it.
I'll probably try to help out if I see him doing it.
I would like you to make for me a wisdom roll, please, Lux.
Four.
Wisest work.
11.
Okay. As you guys do this, Lug 2, you hear the voice of the chief in your head. And it's like he's talking to you from far away, and he goes, "That's a nice kill. Strike."
Thank you. You led your men well. They died honorably. Grumsh will be proud.
The voice kind of like fades away into nothingness, and you mount all their heads on stakes here.
I like to imagine he's talking to me as I'm like hacking through his throat.
Yeah, like you're midway through on the slice when he's like, "Yeah, nice, good hit."
All right, I think that's that. Everybody ready to go to the temple?
We prove our strength once more.
I also
Continue
want
on.
to. I want to pick up that craftsman hammer too, and just have that with me.
Sure.
Wait, is there camp like right here?
If you go over there, no, you don't find a camp. Just a bunch of like refuse laying around. There isn't even a proper tent or anything like that.
Is there a bedroll?
Is there a
Or,
bedroll?
or
No.
even like a fur that I could use as a bedroll?
You can see some furs nearby that were dropped by the dead orcs. You can take those.
I'm gonna just grab a bedroll in case we have to sleep out in the woods tonight or something.
You never know.
Well, if we
Gesture for
run,
everyone to
we might get there in time.
Let's go.
start
I'm
running.
feeling really good.
You guys get to about here before night falls, and you're faced with the dilemma of either sleeping in another nearby forest over in this direction, or sleeping out in the barrens. It's up to you guys. There's not
cold is
enough
it?
time to get to the mountain, you can tell.
I mean,
Can I make a WWGD? What would Grumsh do? Check. Or is
Grumsh
there no way I
would
would
probably
know?
keep running.
I think that would be up to you.
Okay.
Who knows what's happening down at the town? Every night we sleep here is a night that passes down there.
They're probably scared to attack. Think that Lugs and party will be there and destroy all their stuff again.
Maybe. What if we just run through the night, though?
I'm not really feeling tired.
No, I feel good.
Maybe little rest and then run through the night.
Maybe.
Someone
What
would
do you
have
all-
to carry me for a little bit. I was feeling okay, but then Point dropped me with his axe.
What are you all thinking?
Let's
I'll
take
go
a
and pick
little
up.
rest
I'll
and
just
then-
pick up Sprigs.
I think my legs are rather stubby, but I could probably run through the night.
You want to wait for a little bit, like hour or so, and then when we prepare ourselves for a run, then we go?
How dark is it?
Right now, it's just at sunset, so soon it'll be proper darkness. So there is still some light out. Probably enough that you could travel for like another hour and still see what you're doing.
Hey, well, when night falls, we gotta make sure we know where we're going.
That's true.
I mean, it'd be rather bad if we somehow looped around and made it back to that fort.
Well, if we look at where it is now and we just don't turn, we'd be good.
I can see in dark. Can you not see in dark, dwarf?
I can see in dark, but I can't see far in dark.
Who needs
Are
to
there
see far ever?
Are there stars out?
Yes, although not yet, because it's still sunsetting.
Oh, well, look, Bielka, look, we'll just follow the stars when they come out. We won't get turned around.
It's that mysterious thing in the sky again. You know, I'm used to living underground. Come out to this ceilingless place and there's just no lights up there.
That's just like a big map.
Speaking of big map, let's take little nap.
Short nap, long run, get to temple, get back to town. Jarman could be sieging anytime.
Need to kill the Jarman.
Okay. So you guys are going for a short rest, and then you're hoofing it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sounds like it.
You guys all get a short rest, so refresh whatever stuff you need. Go ahead and roll those hit dice and whatnot. And then after that, we're going to do checks to see whether or not you guys are exhausted by the time you get over to the temple.
Oh, that is not good.
What the fucking 3? What? What?
You know, it ramped off the fucking, like, little wood here, okay?
It stopped. It was like going backwards, and it was like, here, have a.
For me, it actually it was like rolling like this and like slid off the wall and landed on the 3.
I don't even know, dude. Tabletop is just smoking crack. If you're watching out there, Tabletop, it's a great product, but I seriously have no idea what the fuck your physics engine is doing. You guys all healed and everything. Now I need a Constitution saving throw from all of you. The DC is a 10.
Don't fuck
What,
up.
what the fuck? God damn it. Fucking ran straight into the green die.
That's a 2.
Oh, nat 20.
At 20. Okay, you're fine.
An 8 does not pass.
Got a 15.
Nice. Looks like everyone's passed, except for you, Baelgun. You have a single level of exhaustion. You have disadvantage on ability checks, as you're not really feeling great by the time you guys get to the mountain. Now,
Typical.
it's dark by the time that you guys get to the mountain, and it's basically nothing but starry skies up there, and you can see the moon off in the distance. And when you get to the base of the mountain, I need somebody to roll luck. Whoever's feeling lucky tonight.
I rolled like 4
least
2s in a
lucky.
row. He's rolled out 1s. I vote on either the Lugs or Uchi with his sensual cause.
You want to get a bad luck roll out of the way, though?
I'm.
I don't. Then sensual cause is rolling.
Alright, Will, roll this d6 and whoever gets higher is lucky.
I'll roll it.
Alright.
Lug is
I
one.
just rolled a 6 on the d6.
What the?
Wait.
It's
Blow on it. Blow on it.
Wait, what?
Savannah.
It's a 5.
Tabletop. Okay. When you guys
I'm calling
get to
for a
the mountain
recount.
here,
Go for a reroll.
you find yourself at the base of a very steep, rocky cliffside. It's the middle of the night, and you can't see anything for handholds unless you have dark vision.
Does everybody here have dark vision?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you guys can see the rock here, and you're standing in front of a sheer cliff, and it is not pleasant. I'd like everyone to make a perception roll, please, given that you guys have dark vision.
It's just ability checks I have disadvantage on, not skills, right? Or is it
Well,
both?
that would have been my luck.
Skills
roll,
are
yeah.
ability checks.
Okay, so I have disadvantage.
21 perception.
21. Okay.
I have a 6.
I got a 5.
So nobody notices anything, except for you. Lug, off in the distance, you see something that looks almost man-made, and it's just on the edge of your dark vision over towards the left.
Just away, men. Follow.
You know the way.
Oh my god, I knew it!
He gets upset about calling for a natty light. But then this. So as you
Come
step
with-
over in that direction, you see what it is. The man-made structure is a long set of stairs. In fact, you had seen those earlier, and it's a lot more convenient than trying to traverse vertically up the mountain.
Well, as fun as climbing sound, this is probably the better way.
Need to be fast.
True.
Stairs better.
True. Yes.
You guys go huffing up the stairs, and as you do so, I need athletics checks from everybody.
Disadvantage. Because I'm the best dwarf in town.
That's a
Good, good. Good,
13!
good.
For exhaustion.
Good enough. So you guys go
So the
running
players,
up. Yeah. And you guys get a little slow down at certain parts. It seems like Bailgun and Spriggs are having a little bit of a tough time, given their smaller stature, but they do keep up. And eventually, you guys get to where the stairs end. And right in front of you, you watch as flames burst into existence from 2 large pillars, one on the left and one on the right, illuminating the local area and blazing, giving off a huge amount of light, like a massive bonfire on each side. And there's a huge temple archway in front of you. And right there, you see something starts to materialize in front of you, and wavering off into existence. It's like a tear in time, almost, like a portal forming in front of you. And then, stepping in front, you see the Angel of Grumsh once more.
Hey!
As he steps
We
through, he
made it.
goes, why so late?
We no stop for sleep. We want to get to temple.
He kind of rubs one of his eyes, and then he goes, right, this temple. So you make it across island.
Yep. We fight many strange things.
Found little temple too, with stuff. I'm gonna point to my drum.
Single beat on the drum.
Anything. Keep in second temple, cause not good enough for this one.
I see.
Final test in this temple. Must beware. Before getting wings, even I must beat this test.
Oh,
He looks over and kind of jingles the axes that hang from his side, like to show them off.
Shall we go now?
How did
That's
you
a good
beat
one.
it, Mr. Angel?
No tell! But what I will tell is it is the worst test imaginable.
It's a math quiz!
It's gonna be a math fuck.
Is it
oh
not,
my
is
god.
it not fighting?
Does it involve a bath?
I cannot say. And he looks
Can I
off
not
and he goes,
solve by
it's too. And he like stares at his fist and then he kind of like clenches it. He's like, too terrible.
Does he look like flashbacks are going on right now?
Yeah, like whoosh, whoosh. Like
maybe we
cupcake
can
and then suddenly a
solve
bunch
by
of
hitting
gooks.
it with an axe.
Huh?
Lug, maybe we cannot solve by hitting it very hard with things.
Brother, I'm scared.
Oh no.
Must
That would
not be
worth
scared.
it.
Take away strength if too scared.
Right.
And then he like disappears.
Wait. Do we
Let's
just
get
go
it
in?
over with. Just run. No more think.
Run in.
You
You're
be
orcs.
brave, little man.
What if tests involve thinking? Oh no!
You guys go running in and find yourselves in a fairly large, almost cathedral-like stone room, but all of the benches have been removed. It's about yay big. Here. And there's pillars. Wall there. There's a raised area at the back that has a podium on it. Okay, that one's fucking not in the right spot. Go. Beautiful. There's a podium back here, and you can see that there's also a door behind the podium. Otherwise, the room is empty, and when you guys take your first step inside, light begins to shine down from what looks to be like a glass ceiling up above and illuminates the area.
Oh. Look around cautiously.
It's still
Anyone
in
here?
There's nobody in here. When you call out, there's no response.
Does my bird still look stoic?
He looks fearful.
The most stoic of birds.
Mm. Okay,
I pet
let's all
him.
go together. Come on.
Take call.
I don't think I've ever been more terrified of a chapel in my entire life.
Okay, walk slow together.
You get halfway through the room when the light begins to change. It
Uh-oh.
moves from a sort of like natural daylight color to an almost greenish tinge, and as it does, you
Something
hear
happening.
a voice that starts to emanate out in an almost spectral or ethereal manner throughout the hall, and it goes, and the doors begin to close behind you.
Did
Is
it
that the
sound like
sound
a
of
cheater?
cheaters?
Sounds like cheater. This is what he meant by worst thing. We have to fight cheaters.
How is
worry,
that a
Lux,
bad
you've
thing,
killed
though?
cheaters
Don't you
before.
love killing cheaters?
Cheaters are cheaters. Show yourself, cheater. Everybody spread out. Cheaters have spells that hurt lots of things.
There's no response when you call out, and it's silent. And then almost like drifting from the back left corner, you hear like a...
I run for a pillar.
Fucking goat.
I'm staying close. No, I'm staying close to Spriggs.
Oh,
Is there, when I peek around the left, is there anything?
As you look around there, you don't see anything in the corner. And then from behind you, in this corner, you hear...
Hmm. Okay, all. Be still, be quiet. We listen. Use sense of ear.
As you guys all go silent, you all hear something else. From further down the room by the podium, the sound of a book opening and then pages flying by can be heard. And if you look over, you can see a book that's been opened up almost as though some wind has hit it, and its pages are flying by.
Nobody could read that fast, right?
The pages they came out of the book and are flying, or they're...
No, it's just like scrolling through the pages really fast.
It's on the podium?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, what if the test is speed reading?
Close the book. They're going to cast something.
We run up, and Lug 2 grabs the book and slams it shut.
You go and reach forward and grab a hold of the book and close the thing. And as you do, you hear...
What is the language of the book?
The book has writing on it. What languages do you know?
Common and Orcish.
You guys do not recognize the language.
There's no book of Grumps. I think we must kill book.
The language looks like the opposite of Orcish. Orcish involves like a lot of crude lines and things like that. This is like beautiful curves and things like that swirling into one another.
Yep,
I
no
slap
gun.
it with my sword.
Rip in half.
Like a textbook.
You rip it in half.
Try to.
Make a strength check as you grab the book and try to tear it in half.
Oh, natty!
Oh my... God damn it, Uchi, you're gonna spoil it. They're not gonna be special anymore.
Sorry. Nice natural 20.
Natty light.
Nice natty light there.
Anybody want to crack open a natty light with me? Bro, I got some beer from my older brother. Let's get fucking drunk. Dude, what'd you get? Oh, he gave me some good shit called Natty Light. Dude, there's like 24 of these. Yeah,
Grump's just gonna smite you.
You tear the book in half, and as you do, the pages go kind of like fluttering down to the side, and laughter emanates out, and something rises out from in front of you. It's almost as though you released it from the book by tearing it in half, and you see what looks like a flaming skull in front of you that turns over and goes, and I need everyone to roll initiative.
Smack that hoe.
Does initiative count? Do I have disadvantage in initiative too?
Sure, I'd say it's an ability check, and it makes sense that you'd be slow.
Yes,
Just
thank
saying.
you.
Got a natural 20.
Would you
Oh,
shut the
what?
fuck
What did you
up?
get?
I got a natural 20.
It still sounds wrong now. I don't know what it is.
You've ruined it.
Now it's just his voice, just like, ugh.
Sorry. Got a natty 20, bro.
Banned. You're gonna get us banned from Twitch. It's not gonna be anything profane or anything. It's gonna be this. Does he also have a 5 illusion?
No, he has much higher than that. There we go. Oh, it is your turn, Point. What do you want to do?
Where is the skull?
It is right in front of you. We'll use this token.
Oh, it is a cheater.
Two plus 2 minus 1 is 3. Quick math.
You fucked that up super hard.
I know I did.
Oh, the Jason, or what's his name?
2 plus 2, that's 4.
Jeremy Lin.
Minus 1, that's 3. Quick math.
2 plus 2 plus 3.
Two African American men.
How many?
Divide by
African-
quadratic formula.
African Americans surround me. How many? 2. 2 plus 3 plus 7. Altitude of the trapezoidal.
I'm
Equal
gonna
spin and move. Take me to go fishing the fisher.
We need to watch that after this.
I wish I remembered as much as Jim.
rage and sprint up. That's my turn.
Super Asian basketball dunk.
Lugs, it's your turn.
We're gonna all become Lintellex after this one.
Fiery skull. Hit.
Raging great weapon master.
Rage.
21 to hit.
You hit.
Oh no, double 2. Not good swing.
23 points. From my sword.
23 points. Okay. You hit the skull and it staggers back almost, moving in the air here in response. You crack the thing, and it goes, "Ah, you filthy orcs!"
Yeah.
I hit it again.
I love
Filthy cheater!
wizard voice.
19.
19. 19 will hit as well.
Yeah, you see, you're a bunch of filthy orcs.
No. This is
20
skeleton.
damage.
Come on.
20 damage. Okay. You hit him again. The crack grows larger.
Oh,
Dude! Nice,
No, you did it now.
Shit, it's in my head now.
nice
That's not
pure
what I
20, my dude.
Pure. Oh my god. Lucian's
die,
just gonna-
stupid skull. Bah.
New house rule. Nat 20s don't mean anything.
38.
38.
Damn.
Okay. You smash it, and a piece of the skull, like a little bit of one of its eye socket and some of the upper portion break off as you hit it with a really heavy strike. But it's still there.
Very sturdy skull lug. Look out.
That's our turn.
Okay. After that, Spriggs, it's your turn.
A long ways away. Yeah. You know what, I'm just gonna sprint and hang out behind this pillar. And
You
just
have
kind
35 movement, remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dash.
Reminder.
Yeah, no, so
No,
I'm
he
dashing.
like moved 25 from here, and I was like,
Yes.
That wasn't
dashing.
25.
Mahoney.
My literal thing said 35.
it said 25 for me. Oh, whatever.
Well, anyways, I'm right here.
Okay.
And then that'll be my turn as I'm peeking around the pillar.
Okay. The skull floats directly up and away from you all until it's up in the air.
Can I-
40
can
Get
I
feet.
sentinel
opportunity
it?
attacks?
No, it disengages before doing so.
I sentinel it.
Oh
Go
shit.
for it.
That could actually be clutch.
Oh, it can't be reckless. Oh, is it advantage because my wolf boys?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, wolf
Oh, man.
boys.
The big roll.
Ooch, don't fuck this up, man.
Ooh, I almost did. It's a 22 to hit.
That hits.
That. Okay. 2, 5, 7 damage.
So,
And its movement speed is reduced to 0.
okay. It tries to fly away, but as you hit it, you kind of like knock it back down, and it sort of bounces on the ground. It goes, "Ah! So that's the way it is." And then it turns over towards you, and as it does, it fires out what looks like a blast of fire, and it's like a solid ray that beams out from its eyes towards you. And point. A 15 will hit you.
Yeah.
What you get for ruining natural 20s?
You get hit with 8 fire damage as the beam burns you.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then it goes, "Ah! Now you'll have to fight my skelly boys!" And you guys all hear the sound of glass breaking above you and skeletons fall from the ceiling.
I'd heard this voice before and I couldn't remember, but then it hit me. Oh, someone already posted it. Yep.
Fucking.
Jacob's way ahead of me. All right.
I
never mind.
knew the moment he said, yeah.
Oh, my skelly
I have
boys.
to fight my skelly boys.
Who'd win? A band of orc adventurers or 6
the
skelly
skelly.
boys?
The skeleton then looks over and
We
says,
need our Zappy boy to save us.
"Who wants some more flaming rays, see?" Do any of you respond?
Me. I
Okay,
do.
he turns over and hits you, look.
Raises his hand.
What a
20 will
generous-
hit. You take 6 fire damage.
Me too.
No, I hit you with axe.
Me too, please.
He turns over towards you and says, "You'll have to wait your turn." And it is Bailgun's turn.
My turn.
Yes.
I'm going to walk around, ignore all the skeletons, and come hit the fucking skull.
Nick, can I hear everybody get in here?
What?
Everyone, get in here.
Everybody, get
From
I
the
can't do
dwarf.
dwarf. I have advantage because
From the dwarf, it would have been great.
Everyone, get in here!
What do they say when they attack?
fuck, I know. It's a 19 to hit. Attacking him. Assuming a 19 hits, right?
Yes.
Okay, 13 damage.
The skull recoils back as you hit it. And as you do, it gets smashed into 2 pieces. You watch as it moves backwards, and you think that it's staying whole, and the crack continues to actually kind of snake down the thing, and then it breaks apart, and the 2 halves of the skull land on the ground. And then, in unison, both of the halves continue to move and go, "Ah!"
Which one is more menacing?
I would
one's
say
like
that they are
fucking-
equally menacing.
Hmm.
But one of them's closer to you. So maybe that one.
That one, smash it.
Okay.
Okay, 24 to hit.
You hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Uh, 15.
Your hammer swings down and smashes that half of the skull, leaving just the other half. And it goes, "Oh, you think you got me?"
Okay, this is an important question for future attacks by this person. Since he was one whole skull at the start, are both pieces affected by my disadvantage ancestry shit?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Illusion's like,
Yeah.
Lucian's like, fuck it, I don't care.
fuck it.
Alright, that's my turn.
Alright, everybody roll initiative.
Molly Brooks.
Malik Perkins.
Illusion, all I'm thinking is fucking mask skull. From this morning.
So good.
Oh.
Mascot.
Give it to me!
my 20.
Fuck it, mascot.
So
You'll never
contagious
defeat
to
me,
talk like that.
He-Man!
Lugs, it's your turn.
That voice is so contagious. How far apart are the skull pieces?
They are right in front of you. It's just the one piece, because the rest has been reduced to, like, dust.
You get that one. I'll get this one.
There's only one piece left.
Oh, I'm. Yeah.
6 to hit.
6 to hit, you miss.
15.
You swing with your sword there, Lugtu, and as you clash the sword onto the stone ground of this room, the skeleton goes, "Ah! You're dumber than you look!"
Really? That's pretty dumb, though.
This
Do
is
you
a
want me to
reroll.
reroll this? Yeah. What the?
Didn't bounce, sir. There is no bouncing
It
today.
didn't
double
bounce.
Oh, it's rolling.
18 to hit.
Yep.
Tables up!
Point. 25 points of damage to the other half of the skull.
Swinging another time, you bring your sword down, it smashes that piece of the skull. And as it breaks apart, the whole thing rendering to dust, the flames around it seem to disappear, but you hear the laughter spreading through the room.
We not dumb. We strong. Look, at the skeletons.
I nod.
Oh.
Oh, there's a skeleton right there. Sorry. I don't know
It's like
why
they're
I thought there
separating.
was.
16.
16, okay. That'll hit.
20 damage.
Okay. You smash the skeleton into pieces.
Come
My
on.
turn, brother.
Yep. Oh yeah.
20 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the fucking
Uh,
spin.
27 points of damage.
Okay. You definitely destroy this next one.
I believe, Will, you have one more attack?
Yep. Come, stupid skull, shoot me with more fire.
I didn't even get shot by fire yet. How fair.
Oh, wait, that one's gonna go back. Oh yeah. 21.
Okay, you destroy this one as well.
Goodbye, Skeletor. Yeah, you need to shoot my brother now. Show yourself, laughing skull.
Is that your turn?
I think so.
Spriggs, you're up next. Spriggs? Oh, might be muted.
He moved.
Oh, he is.
My bad.
All good.
I'm gonna make a running attack at this guy despite the failure of my last running attack.
Okay.
Reckless, great weapon master.
Surely it can't go wrong twice in a row.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, so close.
That's a 9.
You miss.
Alright, one more attack. Reckless, great weapon. Oh, it's only an 11.
You miss again.
I just look around, hopefully nobody saw that, and that's my turn.
Did we see that?
Yes.
Everybody saw it.
Ugh.
Ugh. The laughter continues around the room. And you all watch as the skulls on the top of these skeletons begin to light with flame.
Oh,
One by one. And the laughter kind of like multiplies on itself. Spriggs, you are hit with 2 blasts of flame, let's see, or possibly hit with 2. Yep, those are both going to land. You take 11 fire damage from the first one, and 5 from the second. This one will step over and shoot a beam at each of you.
Try me.
Spriggs, or sorry, Point, that will miss. Bail gun, that will also miss.
Whoa.
And then these ones step up and fire at you. So there's going to be 2 for each. Okay, that'll miss. And then the other 2... Okay, both of those rays will hit. 7 damage to Lug 2. And 14 damage to Lug 2.
Oh boy. Ouch!
Oh, well, I guess you got your fire.
Those are cheaters.
After that, this one over here says, "I'm the master of magic!" And then starts to, like, multiply in front of you. And you watch as the skeletal body kind of crumbles down to the ground. And the skull seems to pull apart almost into 3 separate images. And you can't tell if it's just multiplied itself or if it's some sort of trickery. It is now your turn, Point.
Bird noises along the way, by the way.
Okay, not plane noises?
That just sounds like gyrocopter.
I was thinking the same thing. Where's my attention?
I got shot from behind.
Reroll.
No, but I was waiting. I wanted to wait for it to become a 2. See, now it's just a 4.
It's a 23 to hit.
That'll hit.
Rocket barrage.
11 damage.
Okay. You destroy the skeleton in front of you. You hear a from all the different skulls over to your side.
I have 50 feet of movement left, so I'm gonna like run in circles for 30 movement and then just body dive at this one.
Go ahead and make an athletics roll. It's got a nat 20 on the luck.
A natty? Oh, I didn't even come close.
You leap forward, and what you grab onto is a floating skull, which causes you to start to levitate in the air.
He's learned to fly.
Just like flustered chicken noises.
You guys can see that point is like gradually ascending and is right now about 2 or 3 feet off of the ground as one of the skulls has started to rise up and he's holding on to it.
I can't let go, right? This is my fate?
I would say you could let go if you want.
No, I'm staying on.
Okay, he's in it to win it.
Is it on fire?
Yeah, his hands are. You take 3 points of fire damage.
I'm gonna get a shotgun to the mouth, oh my
Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Bailgun, it's your turn.
Alright. So the pages of that book, are they just like scattered across the floor over here?
Yes.
I want to gather them up,
Okay.
and I want to use my tinderbox to light them on fire.
Sure. Using an action to set those on fire, you successfully reduce the pages of the book down to some sort of blaze over by the podium.
Mm-hmm.
Is that your turn?